Hey everyone, you're listening to the official podcast of 4playernetwork.com. Check us out at that address for everything you need to know about our community, monthly giveaways, and nightly live streams. You can even support us on Patreon at patreon.com/4player. And last but not least, you can catch the live recordings of these podcasts every single Thursday night on our Twitch channel. We hope to see you there. Enjoy. Welcome to the podcast. This is episode 513 of 4Player Podcast. My name is Nick Henderson. To my right is Christopher Guthridge.
Woo!
Who's very... Oh, God, you're peeking the mic,
oh,
man.
God.
You're peeking the mic.
Oh, no.
Nolan Hedstrom.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
And Christopher Davis filling in for Brad this week.
Hello. Bring it up. Bring it up a little.
Actually, I think we all have to
bring it up a little.
Bring it up.
Come on, bring it up.
No, I think it'd be nice to all find like the nice happy medium,
round
right?
it off. Simmer it down. Simmer it down.
Thank you.
Lower.
Thank
lower.
you.
Nice conversational tone.
Okay.
Anyways, welcome to the show, everybody. We have some stuff to talk about. I would like to. I know there's been some pop culture stuff that you wanted to talk about. Do you want to open the show with that, Krispy? You want to talk about some Comic-Con shit?
You know, I mean,
do you maybe want
all the big Hall H presentations from Comic-Con happened since last show, which I wasn't here for.
Who here watched the Russian Thor trailer?
Russian?
No, I didn't know there was a
Because
Russian
there was
one.
a Russian one up like 7 or 8 hours before the American one went up, and it kept getting taken down. But like, I finally found one, and I watched it, and of course I had no idea what the fuck they were saying because they were speaking Russian. But it was amazing. And then finally they released the English one. I was like, oh, sweet.
that English one was pretty good, right?
Dude, it's good.
Dude,
It looks good.
Thor Ragnarok looks like it's gonna be.
When it comes to comic book movies and superhero movies, like, I am absolutely 100% all for colorful, ridiculous, stupid bombast.
Yep.
And that's exactly what
plus
Thor
Jeff
looks
Goldblum.
like, you know. And Jeff Goldblum.
And a report came out the other day that the film is only 100 minutes long.
What?
100 minutes?
It's the shortest Marvel Cinematic film.
That
It's
sucks.
gonna be
That
that
seems like-
no. That's fine. That's fine, guys.
I just want more.
That means they
that
trimmed the
means
fat.
that like it's gonna just be like wall to wall, just like go.
I understand the concept.
Plus, Taika Waititi is that? how you
Yeah,
say his
Taika
name?
Waititi.
Yeah. His other two movies, Hunt for the Wilder People was a little longer, but
That
like,
was
What We
definitely
Do in
long.
the Shadows is
That was
not a
short-
long movie,
short and sweet,
and
yeah.
that movie is fucking brilliant.
The pacing's really good.
Wait,
done
he's
well.
the guy who directed Thor
Yes.
Ragnarok. Did what?
That's the guy.
That's the main guy from What We Do in the
Oh, I
Shadows.
see.
Yeah,
Suddenly
he's the main character, like writer, director. He did Hunt for the Wilder People.
Dude, I'm
Sam
suddenly
Neill.
even more excited for Thor Ragnarok.
Dude, yeah, Thor Ragnarok's
He's
gonna be
also
awesome.
he does a voice of a character in the movie. I
In
forget
Thor?
the,
Oh,
yeah,
I
in
don't know
Thor. I
who.
forget who it is. Yeah, I can't remember. It's one of the the Rock people.
Yeah, probably. I mean, everything in that movie except for Jeff Goldblum and Chris Hemsworth is like fucking CG.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, that movie looks really good. I did not like the second Thor movie.
Korg. Yeah. I think.
Although sorry, maybe not like is a strong word. It just didn't.
What,
it
Thor
was not,
the Dark what was Dark,
yeah, the Dark World.
World?
It was
Yeah.
just not memorable at all.
No,
I said, I
it
can't remember
wasn't.
a
Yeah,
single
I
fucking
watched
thing
that movie and I
happened.
don't remember what happened.
Yeah,
Natalie
I
Portman.
like
about
the-
London.
I like
Yeah.
the first
I don't
Thor.
remember.
There's like a big black thing, like flying in the air
Yeah,
and like destroying
They
things.
said the bad guy was Doctor Who, but I couldn't
What?
tell. Yeah. No, the main bad guy is fucking like Chris Eccleston or something. Isn't it?
Really? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I did, however, really enjoy Thor 1.
Thor one's pretty good. Yeah.
Thor
It
one
was
was
pretty good. Pretty good.
This
So,
new one
yeah.
looks like it's gonna be fucking bananas, though. I cannot.
I do
Wait.
think that I like short hair Thor better than long hair Thor.
Really?
Yeah.
Robin is
Yeah,
outraged.
Really.
It's just, you know, whatever. It is what it is.
I also found a really weird opinion she has about Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
So she is apparently she's a big fan of Benedict Cumberbatch,
Okay.
as many are, right?
Yeah, sure.
She is offended when he has a beard.
Oh,
What?
God.
Like she is like she just wants to just
What a
offended.
terrible person. you are.
What if he's like...
offended, and she also hates it when
Would
he
she
talks when he does not talk with an English accent. When he tries to fake an American accent.
I mean,
she
his
just wants
American
to
accent
punch
When he
him in
was
the
tries
face.
to fake an
fantastic.
American accent, he sounds just like House.
Yeah.
Like
He does.
to the point where I wonder if him and Hugh Laurie like maybe had the same voice coach to like teach them how to sound American.
Probably.
Like it's weird. But like what? She just would suggest that Doctor Strange go without his iconic goatee.
It's not
where
about
he gets all of his power except for all of his other powers.
That's how Doctor Strange and Iron Man are goatee buddies.
It's awesome
not
facial hair, bro.
awesome
It has
facial hair
nothing to do
bros.
with Doctor Strange.
The cloak of levitation, the eye of Agamotto, and the fucking bitchin' goatee.
Which is great, and I don't think she has a problem
That's
with
Doctor
that.
Strange. Boom.
It's literally just Benedict Cumberbatch. The fact that they picked him to play Doctor Strange, that comes with the mustache.
Man.
Just
After I watched
fucking-
that Thor trailer, though, I watched Doctor Strange again. I don't care what anybody says. That movie is fucking.
No, I like Doctor Strange quite
I
a bit.
love that movie.
I want to watch that one
I saw it for
again.
the first time a few weeks ago.
So good.
I stand.
It's not great, but
I-
it's so good.
I do stand by what I said last week, though. The longer I had to think about it, the more I think Spider-Man: Homecoming is my new favorite MCU film.
It's really good.
That's cool.
Really fucking
It's
good.
really good.
Despite what Chris Davis thinks.
I think it's a fine film. I just don't
think-
think it's a godsend to Spider-Man.
I think. Okay,
Dude,
whoa.
no one said Godsend.
I did. Because that's exactly what it was. It's the only good Spider-Man movie that exists.
I mean,
I
At this
I will
Yeah.
say it's at the top.
like a movie that's so good that it ruins your opinions of other movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's like Interstellar. I can't like Interstellar because I've seen too many better movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not that fucking
Don't let
hard.
it go, Marv.
It's not that
Don't
fucking
let it go.
I will take this opportunity since we just brought up Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We're gonna record an episode of 4Player Plus where we're gonna do a popcorn cast for Spider-Man: Homecoming, and I think we're gonna try and record it on Sunday. I think that's the plan. Hopefully, maybe Sunday. Once we have the time nailed down for that, we'll let all of our supporters on Patreon know in case they would like to join us for the live recording in Discord, and we'll get that out to you as soon as we can. But yeah, we're pretty excited to record that. I'm also getting dangerously close to the end of Nier, so it means maybe we'll be able to do a spoiler cast for Nier Automata fairly soon. Anyway, sorry. Did anybody watch the trailer for Justice League?
Yes.
I did.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I?
I'm still cautiously optimistic.
I mean, it was there.
I agree with
But
Krispy.
man, what
I'm trying to think back to the trailers for Batman vs
some of that
Superman.
CG, like there's some really quick shots of CG in there that's like that's not good.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
they're
a
doing
lot of it. A lot of it
They're
is
doing a lot of reshoots.
that's also
apparently.
not uncommon either. Like a lot of times they'll make trailers before they've even finished all of the CG work.
But yeah, I think it's also some of like that is true. But it's like I remember the one scene where like Aquaman like stabs the guy and then rides him down into the building.
Yeah.
That does not look
No,
amazing.
it didn't look good.
No.
Yeah.
It looked like he was on a soundstage.
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff, like Aquaman underwater, like Batman in Gotham at night, like it looks
okay.
It looks like Zack Snyder doing his thing to make it look like a fucking comic panel, which is fine, I guess. But some of that stuff, like the scene you were talking about, anything that has to do with Cyborg,
Yeah.
like it doesn't look that
Cyborg
good.
does not look amazing.
It doesn't look that good. I
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it seems like they're trying to do more comedy, which I hope they didn't just show every like light
But
bit in the movie.
I
and
like
the
I like
trailer.
the Flash's
Yeah, that was a good
his
line.
he's like I don't fight. I just sometimes
just
I
push
run
people."
really fast and then I push people.
Yeah,
push people and then
that's-
run away.
That's,
That's
Yeah.
a good way of thinking of early Flash.
Yeah.
yeah. I was really actually kind of turned off by the way they designed the Flash the first time I saw him, but like seeing now the actor who's playing him and seeing him kind of actually emote and have personality, I think I'm on board.
I mean, the first time you see the Flash in Batman v Superman, I mean, like
I couldn't even tell what the
there's so
fuck
much
it was for a
CG going on.
second.
You have no
Yeah.
idea what the fuck you're looking at.
Yeah, true.
You guess it's the Flash because he's wearing red stuff and he's traveling through time supposedly. But I'm like,
I'm trying to think back
Yeah.
to like the trailers for Batman vs Superman, and I'm trying to remember if I had the same feeling about those the way I feel about after watching the Justice League. 'Cause I feel kind of like cautiously optimistic.
I'm getting the same kind of.
I
I'm
also don't
getting
like
the
that they
same
kind of blew
vibes.
their load at the end of that trailer.
There were
Yeah.
shots in the Batman v Superman trailer that I was like, I am so fucking happy that there's going to be a movie that has stuff that looks like that in it. Like the shot of fucking Batman clinging to the wall and then like using his grappling hook
Yeah.
to evade Superman.
That was a really
like,
cool
shooting.
shot.
Like
That
I was
wasn't
like,
Superman.
oh my god, a Batman movie that's gonna look like that. I was so excited.
That wasn't Superman.
That what was it?
No, that was when he
No,
was
that
avoiding
was Doomsday.
Doomsday.
Oh, I thought it was a laser
that was a
blast.
Doom-
he
no,
avoiding.
but this was
in the
before
trailer,
they
made it
showed
look
off
good.
Doomsday.
Yeah, that's the thing is they made it look like it.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, who cares? Who fucking cares? Who
I
knows
care.
what was
You
going on in that fucking movie?
I'm gonna go watch that
It
again
looks
so I
looks
can remind
really cool
myself.
when you cherry pick like very specific moments, and
Yeah.
and I don't know, this trailer
I-
even was just
I
like,
watched the Ultimate Edition a couple weeks back.
some of the
If
stuff.
you're gonna, did you like it more than Spider-Man: Homecoming?
No, It's marginally better than the original version.
Oh,
Yeah, which wasn't good at all.
No, but it does fill in a few plot holes that make it marginally better.
God, I can't.
dude, that movie was so weird
Like they
because
introduced Barbara Gordon back in there, and I'm
that
like,
was
what?
so
Imagine-
what? Really?
Yeah, she's in there. They cut her out of the entire film.
Yeah.
Who played Barbara Gordon? Wait,
I don't remember.
Wait,
Martha.
wait a second. They're about to make a Batgirl movie.
Yeah.
Does that mean they've already cast Batgirl?
No, they can always recast
They
people.
can just recast.
She wasn't in the theatrical release.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, with the Flashpoint, thing going on, they might completely recast Batman or
no,
whoever.
I think there's been a lot of talk about them saying staunchly that like that's not what's going to happen with the
I just-
Flashpoint movie.
I just fucking, I don't know, guys. I just want it to be not terrible. That's
Hey,
all I really
I have a
want.
little bit like if anybody
That sounds like anyone's
If we
standards
can
for a
just get
DC
past,
film.
if we can get past this one, like I still believe that there's a future for DC films because this will be the last one that Zack Snyder's directing.
yeah.
If we can get past that, no more Zack Snyder, no more fucking David Ayer or whatever his name is. Like if we can get some competent directors,
If anybody can get in there and kind of fiddle around with this film and like make it maybe competent, Joss Whedon could do it. I think.
I mean, there's
I mean,
$25
like, he's
million
doing enough
worth
that
of
they're
research.
it's still going to
actually-
be a garbage fire.
He's
probably.
doing enough that they're giving him a director's credit or a producer's credit or whatnot in the film.
Supposedly screenwriter, maybe.
Yeah. The only thing I really liked coming out of the DC or the Justice League panel was the new poster they showed off.
was a
It's
good
kind of
poster.
fucking whack, but
Wait,
the poster for Justice League.
Yeah, with all of them.
It looks like a fucking like an old like Alex Ross cover or something. It looks so fucking cool. It looks like Kingdom Come or something if you go back and look at that artwork. So good. How about Ready Player One? What'd you guys think of that?
I didn't watch it.
That looks like a fucking
So
pandering mess.
I've only read that book 3 times.
So it's a good book.
Where do
I
you
mean, I
find
keep
time to
hearing
read
that.
books 3
But is
times,
it like
guys?
really a good book, or is it a good book in the way that everybody thought that like
Okay, so
Interstellar's?
so it's a good book in that it feels like nostalgia's coming all over you constantly, which is nice. But
That's what the trailer felt like.
There is a
Nostalgia
story.
Bukake?
There is a story that is
Yeah.
actually slightly competent that you can follow. And the problem is, yes, the trailer told you nothing about the movie. Like, when you watch that trailer, do you honestly know what the fuck's going on?
Well, they kind of show some stuff with the 101 or IOI.
IOI.
IOI, yeah. It looks like they've got a bunch of people in the Oasis, and I imagine it's going to be some kind of scrappy people versus authority figures.
It's also going to be very limited to.
Does it really have
the
much of a
weird
story?
range of things
Yes.
they were able to get the
So
light,
the
rights
basic
to?
concept is really, really, really rich guy makes a really, really good
Virtual
virtual
reality
reality
video game.
that essentially becomes the world. Like, everyone lives their lives in this
The
place,
world,
the
is,
Oasis.
the actual world has fallen
and,
to shit.
And so he dies, and he says, "Hey, in my last will and testament, my like $22 billion worth is up for grabs to anybody who can find these Easter eggs I've hidden throughout this virtual reality." So it's all these
So it's like
people
it's a
searching
mad,
for it.
mad world.
Yeah,
kind of?
it's all. So the thing is, this virtual reality completely free. You don't have to pay for it. It's free.
nice.
You have to pay 25 cents to register your character or whatever. 25 cents, and that's it. And so the IOI is Interactive Online Industries, innovative online industries, and they are a huge corporation that is spending millions and millions of dollars. They don't care about the prize money, but the winner gets to control the Oasis, the VR. They now
you
own
become
it.
the god.
So if they own it, they can start charging people for it. So that's why they want it. So it's a whole thing
So
where
IOI wants to win.
so when you see the IOI things, you see all those guys in their suits, are like all like fucking uniformed and stuff. It's because they pay people to like just be their mob, to just like fucking just constantly go throughout and try and find the clues to find the Easter egg. And then kind of the movie surrounds this guy Parzival or Wade Watts, which that was the one thing I saw in the trailer that I was not like I guess a big fan of, because they show him outside the Oasis, and outside the Oasis he's supposed to be this kind of fat, acne-ridden guy who's just like a loner, no one likes him, but inside he makes himself a handsome guy that's so cool. And outside they show him with glasses on, and I know they're just gonna show him without glasses inside, and that's so fucking I hate when when fucking like she's all that oh, that girl's so ugly, takes off her glasses, beautiful. Hate
Wait,
that shit.
that happened and she's all that?
Yes.
Oh my god.
But anyway,
Ended
so
on another teen
that's the
movie.
point of the point of the
never
movie
heard
is
Can't buy me love.
yeah.
And
Wait,
love don't cost a
the
thing.
point of-
glasses become an unattractive thing.
The
That's
point of the
weird.
book is it's about this guy who like he's like figuring out stuff and like, oh, blah blah blah, and it's about his, you know,
His
whatever.
quest to
find the Easter egg before everyone else. So, did you get any of that from the fucking trailer? No. All you know is
was
it's
the first
fucking
trailer.
car races, which doesn't happen in the book, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with them adding like
a lot of
something
the stuff
cool.
they had though, like so this movie's being done by Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And that's why like everything in there with the exception of like one or two things were like Warner Brothers owned properties.
Correct.
Do those align with like the kind of stuff that's going on in the book? Like I know in the book they have like actual pop culture references.
Shit tons of pop culture.
But like
Rush
was like
Rush
the
is a big thing in the
DeLorean-
book, and that's why I was so fucking excited when I heard Tom Sawyer in the trailer. I was like, yes, Tom Sawyer.
That was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
But like, is like the DeLorean in there? Is the Iron Giant?
Oh no,
in
no.
there?
So
Is-
Parzival, once he finds the
superheroes
first, like they're the Easter egg. It's you find 3 keys, and once you find the 3rd key, you can unlock the door to get to the egg. Once he found that, he was the first person to find one, so he becomes like a celebrity, and so people start giving him like ad deals and stuff like that. And so he makes a decent amount of money, and the first thing he does is like buy a DeLorean, like in the virtual reality, because even though this reality is virtual, like you still need world money to do anything.
Yeah.
Like he's a student on a planet.
What a novel concept.
Yeah, he's a student, but since he doesn't have any money, he can't leave the planet. You have to pay like a transportation fee to go to another planet. Or there are crafts like the Oasis. It's not an infinite like space. There is definitive, but it's like 9 light years across. And it's like a cube. It is essentially a
Giant cube.
a giant
Rubik's Cube?
Rubik's Cube. It's 9 sectors. Or I guess whatever. Anyway, and so you have to pay to do anything. So if you have a spacecraft that can travel, you have to pay for fuel for it.
No.
So anyway, so yeah, he does have a DeLorean. Like he does like giant robots like Gundams are in the
Really?
book,
There are
and
Gundams?
there's like a final showdown, and like one of the guys is in a Gundam.
Shut the fuck up.
I swear to God.
What like the RX-78 too?
I can't remember which number, but there
Like
is
a
a.
Gundam
They
Wing,
do
maybe?
specifically say which Gundam it is. I can't
Fuck!
remember it though.
Oh, I gotta know.
Like there's Leopardon from like the Japanese Spider-Man show. He's in it. Mechagodzilla's in it. Ultraman. So yeah, there's a lot of it is literally pop culture, the book and now the movie, and so hopefully that's not all it is. Hopefully they actually do kind of follow the story a bit, and I'm sure they'll change it. One of my problems with the book is it's a lot of talky, thinky. How do I solve this riddle? That's all. And while you're reading a book, that's fine. But I can see how that won't translate very well to a movie. Like him just in his lair. What does this riddle mean? Like I'm trying to I'm gonna watch a fucking old cartoon shows from like the 90s.
They're probably gonna make it like fucking like National Treasure.
Maybe. But I have it's a Spielberg movie. I have faith that Spielberg will do something.
Spielberg's done bad movies.
I'm not saying he has. AI was not a great movie. But so I don't know. There's a couple things like one of the
He is
other
at least partially responsible
the orc-
for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull,
the
right?
orc you see in the movie or in the trailer. You know that orc character has the name H on, which you could tell, which is one of the main characters from the book, but they weren't an orc in the book.
Oh.
So I mean, it's an online character, so it's an avatar. You can make your avatar look like anything, but this guy's avatar just look like a guy.
Like in that one nightclub shot, there was someone who looked like Harley Quinn and someone who looked like Deathstroke.
And there's also someone that kind of looked like Gandalf dancing, but yeah, like there's one like there's like a Gandalf like guy. And there's like tons of people who dress up like like pop culture stuff. But anyway,
we should probably get back.
yeah, I agree.
We should probably rope it back in. We went on a little bit of a tangent here. I mean,
It's Comic-Con! It's our Comic-Con! Stuff happens!
it's a very exciting time, for all. And
Come
that's
on! Come on!
What else? Before we move on completely, I'm just trying to think of was there anything else worth
from Comic-Con?
hashing out from Comic-Con. Oh man.
I don't know. Probably definitely forgetting something.
Yeah.
I mean, can't be that important.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, we'll bring it up later if we missed anything. But I do want to go over some feedback from our last episode. Last week was Mario week. First of all, thank you everybody who tuned in for our Mario week.
Mm.
It was a week.
Our week of Mario.
It was
and
a
one
week.
day of Luigi.
Yeah. Oh yeah, how did your Luigi's Mansion stream go?
We'll talk about it. I mean, let's talk about impressions.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in for that. We talked a lot about Mario last week, but a lot of people were focused on our conversation we had about Telltale.
There was a Defenders trailer.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I really care. But okay.
We don't have time.
I'll watch it later.
That exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost done with Iron Fist. Almost. I have one episode left.
I liked it better than Luke Cage.
Really?
Yeah.
I've watched like 2 episodes.
I think I might kind of be in the same boat with you there, but I'm not
But
entirely.
don't get me wrong. I definitely didn't love Iron Fist. It was a okay show.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get through the Arrowverse shows right now on Netflix.
Arrowverse?
Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow season 5.
Oh my God, why?
First of all,
Supergirl
by the
season
way,
2
Arrow
and,
season
and Flash season 3.
Arrow season 4 is like one of the worst seasons of a television show I've ever watched. Anyways, sorry, that's neither here nor there.
Arrow's rough. Arrow's really
It
rough.
is.
Although I heard
It
it
is.
found some,
Flash is good.
heard it found some footing last year.
And
but-
Supergirl can be a delight when it wants to be.
Can be a
a
delight.
delight. All right.
Not delight.
Last week, Zerby. By the way, if you're listening to us for the first time, if you're watching it for the first time, if there's anything we talked about a bunch of Comic-Con stuff. Any video games we talk about that you want to chime in on, or if you have any thoughts or opinions about any of the stuff we talk about, just leave us a comment on the post for this episode at 4playernetwork.com. We'll read it at the beginning of next week's episode, and it will enter you in the giveaway for the month, the giveaway drawing for the month. Anyways, Zerby says, this is for Brad, and Brad's not here, but
I'll be glad.
all right, you be Brad.
I'm Brad. Boo, boo, boo.
I usually enjoy Brad's comment. I'm just going to look you in the eye when I read this. I usually enjoy Brad's comment, even if I disagree with him. But this week, I had to say, fuck you, Brad. Fuck you. That's right, I'm pointing at you. When he said no one wanted The Wolf Among Us Season 2. In my opinion, Wolf Among Us is one of the best games that Telltale has done, and it made me super happy that they had taken a lesser-known and popular comic and brought it to people's attention. Not only that, but The Wolf Among Us actually offered good contextual information at points, something that other Telltale games lack. As the trailer brought up, the wait has been too long. I've watched 2.5 Walking Dead games, a Borderlands game, and a Game of Thrones season that sucked, and a Batman game that was okay, I guess, since the last Walking Dead or Wolf Among Us game came out. So he's excited for The Wolf Among Us. Did anybody in here even finish that?
I played the first episode. Yeah. I think it was just because it came out at a rough time. There was a bunch of other games out, and it was one of those things where it was like, oh, it's, episodic. And I think at the time I wanted to play it all at once.
Yeah.
That was like, it was episodic stuff was still fairly early. That was before season 2 of The Walking Dead.
It's really hard
right?
to commit to these Telltale games when you know that you're going to play one, you'll have to wait a bunch. And some people like that. Part of me does too. But
I only ever played like the first season of The Walking Dead and the Poker Night games, and that was it.
The what?
The Poker Night?
There's so many
Poker Nights?
Yeah, Poker Night. Telltale's Poker Night.
Yeah.
There's so many better games than just that. Yeah.
It was a couple of games in which
That's pre-Walking Dead.
No, it was actually after, I think.
I think
Walking
after,
Dead.
yeah.
No, it was a couple of games in which it's Poker Night, and you got various like 7 Max characters, and you got
Strong Bad,
and you get what's his Brock from the Venture Brothers, and they just sit around and you play poker, and
play
those
poker
characters
as
interact
Wait,
with
the
one
Poker
another.
Night at the inventory?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that was them.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's
I've played
interesting.
it
didn't know
a
that
bit. It's
existed.
fun.
it's fun.
I played it back in the day when I wanted to. I was like watching a show, but I was like antsy and I needed to do something else. I just played Poker Night because it's just you fucking play poker.
It was like $4
Yeah.
a game.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that like some of the comedic stuff that Telltale's done has been really good, but God,
I mean, I
there's
actually,
there's so many misses for how many hits they have.
but like The Wolf Among Us was pretty cool. I think it had a really unique visual style too, compared to like some of the other stuff that they've done.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of it has to do with the color palette, probably.
I don't think I've ever bitched about The Wolf Among Us, mainly because I only played the first episode. I have no qualms with that game.
sad
It's
thing is I
always
have to
been
go-
on my list of I need to fucking finish it.
I would have to go back and probably restart it because I don't.
Oh
remember
no,
a
I would
goddamn
totally
thing
start
with
the first.
one.
All I remember is like him and like Beauty and like Beast and there's like a hallway and he like fights
There's a
him.
frog. I remember a frog.
Yeah, something. Yeah, and that's about all I remember.
did anybody finish Batman?
No, but I had the.
George did.
George.
I know.
Yeah.
I know
What
people
did
are.
he think of it?
He did a full silent run.
Oh yeah,
I know
Yeah.
people are like kind of.
didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I know people are kind of middling on like the Batman thing, but like I'm still like infinitely more interested in what Telltale does with Batman than like most other things that they're doing. Like, because as The Walking Dead season 1 was great, but like The Walking Dead as a franchise, I've never been like super invested in.
Dude, that Game of Thrones one was really.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I mean, I know Game of Thrones is like everyone seems to think that one's garbage, but Batman, like people are saying it's good. It's Batman. It's Batman. But like even if it's like Batman, like that.
I feel like it has a handicap because it's Batman. Yeah,
But like I like Batman, so like if it's a well done Batman, why would I not enjoy Telltale's Batman? So I don't know. I had the whole season. They actually sent me the first season back when the game first came out, and I sadly never got around to playing it.
What a dick.
I know, I feel bad, but maybe I'll go do that. Because the stuff they're teasing with the new season of Batman seems kind of cool.
Yeah.
You got
I don't know.
15,000 other things to play, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the.
I
yeah.
only have 14,000.
The struggle is real, but at some point you just gotta have to do what you want to do. Anyways, Mocking 27 says, and this is actually in reply to Zerby, says, agree with Brad that there are people who don't care for a new The Wolf Among Us season, myself included. I believe more than any season. Wait, what? I believe
more than any series, maybe. Oh, just read it out and we'll context clues.
I believe more than any season 2, what Telltale needs is to rework the system for their games. It's about time. The fact that they have gone and announced so many new seasons without mention of trying to do anything significantly different suggests that Telltale are in no mood to alter what it does, which let's be honest is getting a little stale and jankier if you ask me.
How old is their engine?
I mean, that
now?
was kind of the crux of the whole argument we had last
that.
week, or not argument, but discussion we had last
I
week.
mean, when did the first Walking Dead season come out?
Oh, that was like 2011
11 or 12.
I think it was 11.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. It's been a while.
Walking Dead?
Yeah.
First season, yeah.
No. That came out in like 2013 or something.
Really?
I was on the podcast when the first season of Walking Dead came out.
Okay, so yeah, probably
Maybe,
2013. I mean, it's been a while. The point is, like,
I know I was living with Nick at the time, so yeah, it was either 12
they
or
haven't done
13.
any. They haven't indicated that they're interested in breaking out or breaking that mold, and that's kind of disappointing. So yeah, I'm kind of in agreement with both people here. Like, if they're not going to change it, Wolf Among Us 2 looks pretty cool, but they do need to fucking change it at some point. Well, Brad's not here, so I'm sorry, Mocking. I'm not going to ask your question for Brad because he is not here to answer.
I can answer it for him.
Oh, you want me to?
Episode
go.
1 came out April 2012.
Oh, there we go. All right, you ready? I'm going to ask you this question for
As
Brad.
Brad. I'm Brad.
If Brad's kid grew up to become a game designer and was offered a job at Mercury Steam, what would future Brad's reaction be? Option 1, fuck this shit, I disown you. Or option 2, go my child and make that shithole a better place.
He would say that, and then he would shoot himself in his study.
Yeah. You just put a shotgun in his mouth and just
Oh,
pull
God.
the trigger.
That's depressing. All right.
But it's in his study, so it's like kind of classic.
Yeah.
No, okay, gotcha.
But then they get blood all over
Like
the
a
books.
gentleman.
Tobley says, the hate train for Telltale... God, so much Telltale. The hate train for Telltale gained a fair amount of momentum this week. Not that a fair amount of it isn't warranted, but I sort of take issue with the description of the current state of Telltale. I had the same mentality as you guys until I played The Walking Dead: A New Frontier, aka Season 3, which is, in my opinion, their best work since Borderlands, and has ratcheted up my excitement considerably for the finale.
Now I gotta fucking play
Now,
that
but here's
shit.
not to say that they can't do good stuff, because The Walking Dead Season 3, so I'm not going to argue. If they tell a good story, power to them. But there's nothing about that. I'm sure that I can't say this for certain.
Is Walking Dead Season 3 going to be as funny as Tales of the Borderlands, though?
No, that's not what they're going for.
But, I can guarantee you without even playing
Oh,
The Walking Dead Season 3 that there's nothing dramatically different about the way the game is built or the way that game is structured. And that, I think, is where a lot of the frustration is coming from. We just want to see them try something new. Not to say that, if they make a final season of The Walking Dead and it's fucking amazing, then great. That's fantastic. But, God, I want to see them just break out and do something other than, this style of game. And maybe something that doesn't look like that. All their games kind of look the same. They have a unique art style that works for them. But I want to what would happen if Telltale was something they were we're making a game that's fucking
Yeah,
what if it was Telltale's making a game that's kind of like Hitman or something. And I don't know. I just picked a random game, right? But try to think of what your
it's
reaction
like
would be.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
If Telltale said I'm doing anything other than what they've been doing, people would be like, "Thank God." That is what I think.
Don't you worry about Telltale. Let me worry about blank.
Okay, Anthony Scaramucci or whatever the fuck is that?
All right. Scarecrow says this may be from the episode before last, but I agree with Nick about the Marvel movie villains. Each time I've watched one of the films, I usually come out enjoying it, but I've never felt the villains were fleshed out enough or did anything memorable to me. I have not seen Spider-Man yet, but hearing that the villain is good gets me incredibly excited for it.
That's why that movie's better than most Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Because you give a shit about what's happening.
I mean,
on both
and
sides.
I think it's also that I think they cast a good person for the role.
Yeah.
Like I was not like thinking back to like Iron Man 3. Don't get me wrong, I love Guy Pearce, but I didn't like him very much in that.
Dude, I forgot. I remember fucking Ben Kingsley being in that movie. But I forgot Guy Pearce was the other.
Yeah, Guy Pearce is the actual villain.
That's so stupid.
Ben Kingsley is the MacGuffin.
What's special?
So bad.
As I said before, we're going to record a popcorn cast for Spider-Man. We'll go into much more detail about our opinions of the movie. So
I will say that Jeff Bridges in the first Iron Man was pretty good. He was
when he was
good.
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, so hold on. Sorry.
And then when he goes
Ironmonger,
it's
no,
just like,
he was bad. I didn't say
whatever.
Ironmonger. I said Jeff Bridges was good.
Right.
But tell me a movie with Jeff Bridges. Tell me a movie with Jeff Bridges where you didn't like Jeff Bridges.
That's hard. I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
How many movies have I seen him?
But like
a lot.
Spider-Man, the villain in Spider-Man works so well because also I feel like that was like easily the most organic villain of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Who was the villain in the first Thor? Was it Loki?
Yeah, I think
well,
Loki
it was kind of Loki. He was also.
It was just the fucking those people.
Yeah,
right?
they were
generic
like.
like.
Oh God, what
It
the
was that
fuck?
suit of
Generic
armor
alien
thing
species.
that
Yeah,
shot
Loki.
fire.
Yeah, I guess that is
ooh.
true.
The
That was-
Destroyer, I think it was
Well, I don't think he was the
called, or-
villain. I think he
that
was
just
like
the fucking ticking clock.
yeah, that was like the
I was
we got to
thinking
stop
of the
this guy.
of the
but-
ice giants, but no, it was Loki. It really.
Yeah, I mean,
basically
yeah.
just him.
Yeah.
But while a good character did not make for
I
a
looked
great
at an
villain
entire
for the
list.
movie,
Like
I don't know.
I may have said this before. I'm sorry, but like I read an entire list where they ranked all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe villains, and you know who they gave number one? The Winter Soldier. Not even a fucking villain anymore. He's like literally an Avenger, practically.
Well, I mean now, but I mean in the film.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, like
People really like
he was
Captain
great.
America: Winter Soldier, which is a pretty good movie.
I mean,
it's a great movie.
It's
Winter
a good
Soldier-
spy thriller. Yeah, it's a really
Winter
good movie.
Soldier is my favorite Marvel Cinematic. Was my favorite MCU movie until I saw Spider-Man.
Call me
Homecoming.
crazy. I feel like that movie kind of loses steam in the back half.
Yeah, I think I started to lose a little bit of interest after the ships take
Like-
off.
When everything starts just being like, oh, it's just Hydra. It's just like, okay.
Like the second Captain America movie, yeah, with like Robert Redford.
Yeah,
Like he was not that great.
they
of a
put him
villain.
on the list when they were ranking the villains. Robert Redford.
I thought his
And then he
character
ranked
was
higher.
boring as
than-
shit.
He ranked higher than some of the other more prominent, like comic booky villains.
Dude, even like
The Red Skull, for example.
like
Yeah.
I didn't like the Red Skull at all.
I like Hugo Weaving being evil. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, me too,
Like,
but,
that's
like-
fucking awesome.
I couldn't. Like he was just too goofy for.
Guys, what are we doing? This is not our podcast.
I know. I'm sorry.
We're
I'm
going
sorry.
so
Sorry.
long.
I mean, yeah.
I know.
I know.
Okay. Last comment this week. Self Torment says,
Wow.
"Great podcast, guys. I
Cool,
just wanted
thanks.
to point
All
out to Chris Davis
Oh, no.
that his PC costs as much as an M5359 Praga Czechoslovak self-propelled anti-aircraft gun.
You know, just in case you're in the market.
Just
Let
yeah.
that sink in, Chris. Your PC costs as much as an armored truck with twin 30mm autocannons on the back.
A truck?
See,
How is that
you
a
said
thing?
truck. Is this like a Power Wheels, like a tiny truck, or like
It's a tiny truck with a huge gun on it. It's just
Wait,
it's one of those little like
say
power. Yeah, it was one of those like
He
power
said-
wheels with like a giant gun mounted on it.
I am not an expert. I'm not an expert in like military weaponry.
I'm sure it's a gun that goes on the side of a tank.
M53/59 Praga /Czechoslovak self-propelled anti-aircraft gun is what he wrote.
Wait, the gun is self-propelled?
no.
Self-propelled
The rounds are.
Let
Understand.
that sink in, Chris. The point is, you spent.
Is it something you hold or?
I think I think it's a gun.
I don't think you
mount
could
on the
handle
side of
that
it.
girth.
I think it's more of a gun you mount on a truck.
I think the point is here, who gives a fuck?
Well, I mean,
Self.
the point is, you spent a shit.
Your computer's
And your
expensive.
computer's in
Well,
here.
yeah,
It's
it's
useful.
meant to do things. I built it for
Can
a
your
purpose.
computer kill people?
If I
Is it
try
equipped
hard
for
enough, maybe.
anti-aircraft engagement?
Can your computer take down a plane?
I mean, if
Oh my
I
God.
drop it on another plane,
If your
maybe.
apartment's being buzzed by an enemy squadron, you're just gonna wave your computer at them.
He's just gonna take off the side panel and throw it like a frisbee.
Why not?
Self Torment posted a picture in chat. If you
I want to see that.
Click on that M5.
God.
Oh, let's take
Praga
bets. I think it's
Where's the
handheld.
mouse? Where's the mouse?
on your fucking hand.
No.
it powered down.
Oh god! All right.
Damn it!
while he's trying to figure out how to use a mouse, I want to say thank you everybody who left comments this week. We appreciate it. Oh,
that looks like
that's
$4,000.
that truck, you can buy that.
Why
truck
did I
for-
buy?
No,
why
the
did I buy my
gun.
car instead of
Wait.
that?
Zoom in. Can you?
That's as big as it
You
gets.
can't. Yeah, you can't.
You can't do the fucking
Well,
shift.
I mean,
with
the
a
keyboard's over
keyboard,
there.
you can.
Yeah.
I can't see what that is.
You need glasses, Crispy.
Yeah, I need some glasses.
He needs glasses for his glasses.
Anyways, thank you guys for the feedback this week. If you have anything that you'd like to hear us talk about next week, leave us a comment on the site at 4playernetwork.com. And with that said, let's finally talk about some fucking video games.
Oh,
Thank
And I want to start
an
with
hour later.
I want to start. I know. I want to start with the newest thing, and it's Crispy. Crispy's.
Oh, we're gonna start.
Yeah, we're starting
We're
with you
gonna
because you've played the newest
blow
thing.
my load. So I've been playing Epic's Fortnite.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good timing on the banner there, Chris Davis.
why wait until you say it?
I
I
know
am-
you do. That's right.
I am. I'm so sad I didn't get to play. I was hoping to play this before.
So I'm the only one that's
I was
playing
hoping to play it.
Dude, I've been fucking busy.
beyond what
I was
you guys
waiting
may
for
have
a
seen at
code.
E3.
Yes, I did play it at E3, and I liked it a hell of. I mean, that's the whole reason I played it at E3, and I was like, I'm definitely fucking playing that. So I picked it. I
Nick
picked it
was
up on
sitting
PS4.
there going, I
though.
have no idea what's going on, but I'm having fun.
Yes, that's more or less my exact reaction. Yes. Anyways,
So, wow, this
Oh.
game is dense and weird and confusing and
colorful as shit.
colorful as shit. Yeah. I've been playing. God, let me sit here and actually try to calculate how long I've been playing.
Have you been playing it for
A
a fortnight? Hasn't been out that
No,
long.
no, not even close.
Nope.
been out like
I'm
2
probably
days.
somewhere in the 15 hour range.
So it's
I'd
okay.
have to
I know.
imagine.
I saw Joseph on Twitter the other day. Said he's like, I played this. He's like, I played Fortnite for 8 hours today. And I was like, holy
Yeah, it's. I mean, because it's so like it's got that same loop of just like, okay, one more mission.
Yeah,
okay,
there's one more.
mission. Okay, one more mission.
It's also super weird too because when this game, so technically this game is in early access,
Yeah.
and
This
it's gonna be free to play next year.
yeah. This is the paid early access. They're planning on going free to play next year.
I bought it for full price.
Yes. Oh, you bought? They gave us 2 free codes, and you bought one.
I bought it.
Well, he got it on PS4.
I got it on PS4.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, bro.
Could have played with us.
So, one thing I want to point out about the footage that you're seeing here, everything that you're seeing that isn't ground was built by somebody, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Somebody being you or somebody else?
No, this is not my fort. This is somebody else's. This is some randos. So, basically, like, the biggest question I had coming out of E3 was, like, what does long-term play of Fortnite look like? Like, what's the loop? What's, you know, if I'm sitting at a computer playing this for 8 hours, what am I doing in that 8 hours, you know?
Yeah.
Now I have a clearer picture of what that is, and now that I've kind of parsed out how some of the systems and progressions and currencies work, I'm having a great time. That stuff's a little oblique, though, especially starting out. It took me a few hours of just following the game's suggested progression
Yeah.
to get to a point where I was like, okay, I think I get what's going on. Because there's a lot here that's not really explained or
So,
made.
so can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So I played Fortnite.
Yeah.
I played the tutorial when I was at E3, and I played like a couple matches.
Yeah.
What is going on right now?
So this right here.
Oh, I think it's a wave 3 starts in 8
right.
seconds. Okay.
This type of mission that you're seeing right now is called a Storm Shield Defense, and Storm Shield defenses are they're a type of kind of general progress mission that you come back to every once in a while to kind of push your, I don't want to say the story, but like your game progress forward. So let me break it down for you. The world of Fortnite is split into 4 regions, and each of those regions has this one kind of central area called the Storm Shield. And the whole idea is that the Storm Shield is, you might have seen a picture of it when this thing was loading. It was like a pyramid that had a beam coming out of it.
Yeah.
The Storm Shield is supposed to be this big, like, kind of permanent bubble that you can that acts as like in the story acts as the commanders and the survivors like home base. You know, it's permanent shield that protects them from the storm and protects them from the husks, which are the zombies that come out of the storm. When you go back to do a storm shield defense, what you're doing is you're trying to expand the area of that shield. So you activate this sequence where the shield will try to grow and expand with the help of these amplifiers that you build around the area. And while that's happening, you have to defend your base from these swarms.
Sure.
Because, you know,
The
obviously...
act of growing it attracts them.
Yeah, they have to shut down the shield, and it takes a while for it to grow and come back. So this part, like this, what you're seeing right now is me. I just kind of hit an option that was like, I want to play a random mission. I want to help somebody else because I just need to collect materials and do some kind of you know, like some more latent progress instead of like achieve a specific objective at the moment.
Sure.
So I opted in to help with a storm defense, and I loaded into this player's fort. Now, this fort, as you can tell, is kind of big and intricate, and there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
And that's because this fort is the persistent one. This is the one that you're working on throughout this portion of the game. Okay? So you'll have your storm...
So it said Storm Defense 6, so this is like someone's been done
this is like
six
the sixth
matches.
This is the sixth match that
in
this
between
person's
each
done.
one, they keep growing this more and more.
So basically what that means is that this person has gone back to their home base 6 times. And they've used the materials, the crafting materials and like the raw materials that they've collected doing other missions to improve the defenses of their base. And these bases, they kind of start as just this one little building that you build around the storm shield, and then they grow. As you can see, he started building these amplifiers, so he's had to extend his base out to defend those amplifiers, because each wave will come from a different direction, and they'll attack different targets, right? So this is something that, like, the demo that we saw at E3 didn't really get across, and this is what long-term progression in Fortnite looks like. Is coming back to this base, improving this base, and building it up. And I've done several of these kind of like offer to help out a storm defense type mission before, and I've loaded into higher level players' worlds, and their bases get kind of fucking crazy, man. I saw one last night. I wish I had recorded it. But there was one last night. This guy had built a base. It looked like the fucking corporate headquarters for the Tyrell Corporation from Blade Runner.
What?
Like, it was just this giant pyramid. And when you went inside
Hey,
the pyramid...
by the way, Krispy,
Yeah.
that's in Ready Player One.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it fucking is. But when you went inside this guy's pyramid, there was like 4 levels to it. And each level was just this crazy maze of traps and like corridors, and like I got lost inside this guy's base. It was crazy. It was fucking ridiculous.
When the zombies attack the base, do they have to go through each of those levels to get to the thing they're trying to destroy? Or?
Yeah. So the zombies are attracted to the core of the base. They're attracted to the thing that's generating the shield. So their AI is such that as long as they can progress forward towards that objective, they'll keep walking. They won't stop and like try to tear down every single wall. So what you do is you try to corral them by building your base in such a way that they have... You can see, like, he's built these, like, twisty corridors. So that means that the zombies, instead of, like, just walking straight and breaking a wall, they'll go through those, like, turnstiles and corridors and little lanes that you build for them. And you can lay out traps. Now, if
It's like herding cats.
yeah, it is. In fact, there's a fucking line. One of the characters, like one of their like little throw off lines that the characters give is like, "It's like herding cats." Like somebody actually says that in the game. So when you're not doing this though, you're out doing these like field missions, and those field missions take a variety of different kind of objectives. So there will be ones. Oh shit! Was that this video? I gave you the wrong video. Okay, anyway. I didn't think we'd be talking about the song, I guess. Anyway, so you do these field missions, and those field missions are... You'll have objectives that are like, you know, find X amount of survivors, or find this device and defend it for, you know, 3 waves or something, or... It's something like that. And they all generally feel pretty similar. Depending on, you know, it doesn't really matter what the objective is. The way you tackle it's kind of the same. But those matches take place in like kind of the more designed maps. So like you'll be like in one map that's like a city, And every building in that city, every car, every fence, every signpost in that city, you can deconstruct. You can dismantle for building materials, which is really neat. But anything that you're building in those maps is a very like temporary thing. It's like once that match is over,
It's gone.
it's gone. Yeah, there's no progress or anything. This right here represents the only like real kind of lasting physical progress that you make in the game world. Is this fort that you're building. And like I said, there are 4 regions. So you'll do the first region is like level 1 to 20. And you'll be working on this storm shield while you're in this region. And then when you go to a different region, you get a new storm shield and you build a new base there. But by that point, you have more advanced materials, more advanced blueprints, more advanced techniques.
Are you progressing the story every time you go to a different section as well, or a different?
There is a story that is progressed sometimes by doing missions, sometimes by completing out of mission objectives. Like sometimes your objective will just be like, hey, I need you to craft 5 of these, and however many missions it takes you to get the materials and craft it, it doesn't matter. As soon as you craft 5 of those, you get your reward for that mission, and the story progresses a little bit. Mm-hmm. There isn't much in the way of like plot. There's a scenario setup, and that is that you as the player are the commander of these survivor forces, and these characters that you're playing out in the field, like this character I'm playing, I can't remember her name, but she's a ninja. These characters are your heroes, and you have this whole roster of heroes that you build up and grow, that each one of these heroes has different strengths and weaknesses. They're all designed for different tactics. So for instance, a ninja's really good at close range combat. They're really quick, they're really agile and mobile. You have constructors who are really good at building things quickly and repairing things. You have outlanders, which are really great for collecting resources and finding like treasure. And then you have soldiers, which, as the name implies, are really great with combat. So whatever you're looking for a particular mission, you kind of have this large, deep bench of characters.
One of the things
that
that stuck with me, though, the one things I really liked about this game when I played it at E3, though, and I know that I wasn't really going into this expecting there to be like some dense story or whatever to follow, but like it had like an insane amount of like personality to it, just in like the short like 30 to 45 minutes that I played it at E3. Like the characters that I met were funny, and they were well acted, and voice acting was good, and all that stuff seemed great. Does that seem to be carrying through now that you've spent?
Yeah, there hasn't been any like real dedicated cutscenes that I've encountered since those beginning ones yet. But like the character like Ray, the robot that's like kind of your sidekick who's telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Is very much a part of it. Like you meet these different characters that all kind of have that same level of humor and personality to them. It's very almost Borderlandsy,
Yeah.
Without trying to be quite as sophomoric as Borderlands. I don't know. It's goofy, but it's not like gross.
I mean, do you know if there's like an in-game scenario, or it's just like
I'm
play forever?
I'm only like level 15, and this thing goes up to like 60 or something.
Okay.
So
whatever it is, it's probably
I have no idea.
It's definitely not the focus one way or another.
I don't even know what it's like once you've completed one of the 4 major regions. Like, I don't know what transitioning from this area to the next one's going to be like. Right now, I'm kind of just doing missions to gather materials to build my fort up to get to that point.
Have you been playing online? Are you constantly connected online playing with other people, or are you?
I am, yeah.
But is there?
You can turn it off. You can play solo if you want. You can also play invite, like, friends only if you want.
Yeah.
But I've been playing mostly online just because that just seems to be the easiest way to get shit done.
Yeah.
Because any
Easier
mission,
to find a match. Yeah.
right? Any mission you play, you'll have upwards of 2-3 people helping you out. Especially if you're doing a storm shield defense, because you get to a point where like you'll have to do 5 or 6 waves of these, and it's all. It's kind of difficult to be shooting zombies and repairing your base and, covering 2 different flanks at the same time.
Yeah.
They do have AI. They have these things called defenders. You can build a pad that you set down that will allow you to load in AI characters called defenders, and they're all they're all based on like what kind of weapon they use, which help, but I honestly, they haven't really done much for me yet.
Yeah.
Like the home base AI has kind of just been really underwhelming. And you have to manage their inventory too, which means if you load in a defender that's good with assault rifles, you have to have an assault rifle in your inventory that you have to drop for them to pick up, and then you have to give them the ammo for it out of your inventory. When they run out of it, they just sit around going, out of ammo, need ammo over here, shit like that. And then you have to like craft more ammo and give it to them. It's kind of just a fucking pain.
So it seems like playing with other people is probably
this game's definitely designed with the idea of you playing with other people.
Cool.
In mind. So that's how I've been doing it, and I've been enjoying it.
How's the loot?
There's a lot of it, and
all the loot's in service of building the forts, right? For the most part.
So a lot of what you get out of loot is schematics for building things, which I have a lot of schematics, and I have a lot of schematics for things I can't even build because I haven't found the particular material that I need to make them in the game yet, You get a lot of schematics. You find survivors, which are kind of like this resource that you use. It's a little weird, and the game doesn't explain it very well. And then you find different types of experience. So you'll find there's a type of experience that is for leveling up schematics. There's a type of experience that's for leveling up survivors. There's a type of experience that's for leveling up heroes. So you can see, like, it gets a little like, what is all of this?
It's kind of dense.
Yeah. So, like, for instance, you have these, like, when you're on your play screen, there's like 7 or 8 different tabs of information that you need to like tab through and keep track of.
I remember.
And like some of them will be like you'll have these teams, right? So as you earn commander points, which are like you get one every time you level up, as you earn those, you spend them in a skill tree to unlock new abilities and to unlock slots in your survivor teams. Your survivor teams are these different groups of survivors that you collect. You'll have one that's like, your first one is your EMT team. The second one is your strike team. The third one is like your scouting party. The fourth one is like your corps of engineers. And you'll find all these survivors, and they're basically like trading cards. And they all have their own rarities and their own levels, and you can level them up. They have like personalities and stat boosts that they give you, and basically the way that works is you'll put like a lead survivor in charge of your EMT team, and then you'll load in regular survivors to work for that person. And that team, what it does basically is it takes the bonuses of all those survivors assigned to that team, and it applies that to your stats. So like however you have your EMT team laid out affects how much of a bonus you get to like health and regeneration. You know? How you have your constructor or your corps of engineers laid out affects how quickly you can build buildings, or how strong those buildings are. Sure. Shit like that. There's a lot of this currency and experience and stuff that you're investing for under the hood type skills.
Crispy.
And it's kind of difficult to parse out exactly how much any one thing is helping you. It's weird.
What is the end goal of this game?
Get through all the sectors.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's to build. It's like everything is in service of building these storm shield bases.
Yeah.
So once it's about leveling up, and once you've hit a certain level and you've survived the maximum number of waves from this storm shield, you go to the next area and do that one. That's basically what it is.
Okay.
It's everything is kind of in service to coming back to this area and building this up. And again, it doesn't, saying it doesn't sound as compelling as it actually is, because when I was playing around last night, just like going into random matches, and I saw some of the bases that these people were building, that was what made me want to play. I was like, holy fuck, I want that.
I mean, if y'all remember,
I want something like that. I'm looking around. You might notice I'm like exploring his base pretty thoroughly, looking around, getting ideas for how I want to lay out my base. But that's.
I mean, if anyone remembers when we were talking about this at E3, I think it was you, Crispy, said that the developer that was there kind of talking you through whatever was like telling you how to build the base, and then she's like, all right, kind of let you go to your own devices, and then like 5 minutes later you turn around and she was playing, and she had like built like some giant.
Oh yeah,
fucking like.
I didn't do a lot of building in this one because this was somebody else's base, and
can you build on someone else's base?
They have the option of allowing people to do that.
Cool.
This guy did not have that.
I mean, I think that's good. You don't want someone to come into your base and help you, but then essentially start messing things up.
Right, just start like.
Well, yeah, and if they mess up
of.
your paths or something like that, yeah.
Which I mean, if you were playing with friends and you could kind of coordinate the effort a little better, it'd be one thing. But with randos, I probably wouldn't let them be just like laying things out all willy nilly.
People can't be trusted.
That and this was somebody else's storm defense, and I frankly didn't want to waste my resources on it.
Yeah.
I was perfectly happy to lend a hand repairing and shooting zombies, but I didn't feel like I need to.
Well, we'll probably
give them a bunch of my.
We'll probably return to this a couple times. I'm going to play a little bit of it too, and
somebody else should play this for a while. Like Nick, if you play, you should sink some time into it, so that you get a sense of the.
You will.
So that you get a sense of the cycle.
Yeah, for sure.
The loop.
So we'll talk about this again in a future episode. I was actually hoping to play a little bit of it before tonight, but just as a quick aside, I opted to, because I thought yesterday was gonna be the day. I thought yesterday was gonna be my opportunity to finish Nier Automata. There's no overlay for this. I'm just quick aside. I'm literally like probably an hour away from the end of Nier Automata, like for goods. Do you remember the boss in the desert? Yeah. The flying thing.
When you're playing it as 18?
Yeah.
All the spoilers.
Sorry, I don't want to spoil anything. I just want to say, fought that boss, played for like an hour, died, lost all that hour.
You fought the boss for an hour, or you
no?
didn't?
I fought the boss, beat it, but the boss is a huge pain in the dick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you played for an hour of time, and then you died, and you lost all that progress.
Yes, because something in that game changes at some point, and
spoilers.
Well, I'm not telling you what changes, but I'm saying there is everything in that game has kind of like a real world explanation, right?
I'm so fucking sick of talking about this game.
I know. But like,
and you know what? I'm going to start it soon.
I know. But
I'm just
everything in the game has long.
I don't want to have these conversations.
The short story is everything in the game has a real world explanation, including the save system. Something changes in the game, affects the way the save system works. I forgot about that. Played for a fucking hour after I fought that pain in the dick boss, died. And then realized I had to do the whole thing over again. And I was broadcasting there at night, and it was like 30 minutes till I was originally going to stop. And I was like, nope, bye guys. And I just cut it. I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this again.
He's 5 hours? You're 5 hours out?
No, that's just people who fucking want me to do every goddamn side quest in the game. I have done, I think, 70% of the side quests in the entire game. I think I'm good. I'm just going to fucking finish it out.
I mean, are they crucial to unlocking a secret ending?
No.
Then don't bother.
I have been keeping just enough tabs. There's an FAQ that I've been following, just like looking at the side quests or whatnot, and saying the names of the side quests specifically, and I'm saying to people like which ones are absolutely crucial, especially if I want to get the most out of the story and all that shit. And they're like, dude, this one. I've done all of those. I'm pretty much good. I'm gonna knock it out in my next sitting, but we're gonna hopefully maybe do a spoiler cast on it. I don't know if Krispy even wants to at this point, but
can I do a quick aside?
Yeah, for sure. I know you actually had a couple of games.
I do want to do a spoiler cast about this. I just want you to fucking finish it.
I know last night was gonna be the night.
Quick aside. I finished The Last of Us on grounded mode. Holy fuck.
I can't even believe you did that.
That game was not... So honestly, most of it's not that bad. The hardest part for me was when Ellie and David are trapped in that cabin. Holy shit. When you have like 7 arrows and like 5 bullets and there's like 30 zombies coming, it's like brutal. Especially because you get like one hit and you're dead pretty much. Like a zombie slaps you and you die.
Are you talking about the sawmill or the...
Yeah. No, before that.
Before that.
Yeah, when you're in the cabin.
I don't remember
the sawmill I did on my first try.
Really?
In grounded mode.
Yeah, realizing
nice.
I'm realizing hearing you talk about this, there's a lot I've forgotten about.
No, that game is not
transpires.
Yeah,
in that game.
There's a lot that happens in the game.
There's
yeah,
a
and
lot
it's not all super memorable because
there's a lot
it's
of
just
set piece
you
moments
fighting
I remember.
zombies. Yeah,
but a lot of the stuff in between those set pieces, I don't even remember the sawmill.
Yeah.
Or the cabin.
Yeah, that's all right. It's the cabin. It's when you first meet David as Ellie, and like the
Who's
guy.
David?
What about when they go to
Nolan North?
I need to
replay
this
game. That game's pretty good.
I know.
He's an important
I've actually
character.
wanted to play the PS4 version.
Oh, dude, it's fucking beautiful. And in HDR and 4K,
I've had it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. But anyway, yeah. So I finally finished that, and I had an urge to play it, and so I did it. It's one of my favorite games. I really liked it.
Oh,
But
by the way, real quick to clarify, because Chaitai thinks I'm not as far as I actually am in Nier. I played like 5 hours last night while I was not broadcasting, so there you go.
all right.
He's
Anyway,
about at the end.
another quick aside. I also finished Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
Which is the first time I finished a 2017 game in a long time.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Before, what was the last game I played before this?
No, yeah.
Exactly.
Couldn't
It's
tell
been
you.
a while. I don't like. There's only been like 3 games I finished this year so
Man,
far.
gotta get
Yeah,
on that.
I mean the whole fucking move and all the other shit that's been going on. But yeah, I finally finished Hollow Knight. Man, that game is really good. I didn't like 100% it. I know a lot of people in chat were like, "Oh, 100, you gotta do everything." I did finish at 96%, and I got the true
That's
ending.
close enough.
Which, yeah, for me is close enough. I got the true ending. Someone in chat mentioned, "Oh, you have to do this to do the true ending," and so I did it. Actually, not that difficult of a task. I will say, after I think 29.5 hours or something was my end time.
Oh, that's not bad for 96%.
There is a decent amount of backtrack. So one of the, I think a lot of people's complaints, and I'll jump on that kind of complaint board towards the end of the game, is backtracking. It can take a little while. The fast travel spots in the world are very few and far between. Like like in between the fast travel spots is maybe like 5 minutes of like running. Like
It's not a super easy world to get around.
no,
is
it's
it?
not.
Like,
Later on you get stuff that will let you move throughout the world easier, but it's still not like perfect. And so towards the end, when I was like, oh, if you get all of like the grubs, the little guys you can collect, you get like an ability that's like the Master Sword and Link to the Past. When you swipe it, it'll send out like a beam.
Yeah.
If you get full health.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that sounds fucking cool. I want that. But you have to collect all the grubs. And unfortunately, no one mentioned. I pulled up a map of the grubs and was trying to find them, but no one mentioned that if you find this one key and open this one door and defeat this boss, you get a map that makes them show up on your in-game map. And I'm like, son of a bitch, why did no one tell me that?
Please gotta let them finish this game on the Switch. I'm just
But
holding
like
out.
Nick, they've made a lot of improvements. So yeah, it's actually good that you're holding out, but just because from the time when the game released to now, they've already made a lot of improvements to the game. And it's really good. The music's great. The boss fights are great. The story's fairly interesting from what I followed of it. I think the problem was, since it took me so long to finish it from when I first started playing till like the other day, I kind of forgot a little bit of the story, but I looked it up to remind myself. I was like, oh yeah, I kind of remember what's going on. But yeah, if you haven't played Hollow Knight, definitely check it out. It's like what, $30?
Yeah, I think
Like,
so.
it's not even like a full- like,
and if anybody else out there is interested in the Switch version, I know Team Cherry did say very recently that like
They're trying to get it out this year.
they
yeah.
hired some additional developers
Yeah.
to get it done faster on the Switch, and
Oh,
they
you did?
and they said something along the lines
Sorry,
of
Alyssa. Gotta be more aggressive.
The preliminary work that they had to do for the Switch version actually went way faster than they were anticipating, and now they're already going into like QA, I think, on the game. So
Good.
it sounds
What's
like they're
15?
gonna hit that goal. It sounds like porting from the PC to the Switch was actually not too difficult. So I'm hoping. Wait, what?
Somebody's pressing buttons.
I forgot to mention that I did play the Destiny 2 beta as well.
Well, maybe.
Maybe we should revisit
Hey,
that. in a
yeah,
second
hold on.
half.
Just real quick, because I was way off. Right now, Hollow Knight on Steam is $15.
Oh shit!
Like, holy
Damn.
shit! If you don't buy that,
Damn,
you're silly.
you're silly.
That dude. If you like Metroidvanias, if you like good
You son of a
games
bitch.
with good music, like it is well worth it.
If you like fun,
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I should. No, I was like, maybe I should just buy it while it's 15, just in case. Just in case that Switch version doesn't make it out, but then
buy that PC game and play it.
no, I refuse. Sorry,
Do it.
Crispy.
Anyway, yeah.
How much do you want to say about it? Because we want to take a break, or do you want to talk about it now or after?
Oh
the
yeah,
break?
there's not a lot to say.
Oh, yeah, then go for it.
Because that beta was surprisingly limited compared to the last beta that they did. If you remember, the first Destiny beta was basically like the first hour of the game.
I thought it was like the first third of the game.
Yeah, basically,
Shots fired.
basically, yeah.
Shots fired.
But yeah, it was like you had story missions, you had the open world aspect going on, you had full multiplayer or some multiplayer. You had patrols and everything. In this, it is one story mission, 1 early game strike and 2 multiplayer playlists that are 1 map, 1 game mode apiece. That's it. That's all it was. But despite being very Destiny, there were a couple minor improvements and tweaks that I thought were a very good step in the right direction. First of which is the story mission that you play, which I assume is the opening mission of the game. Does a great job of just laying out, hey, conflict, villain, goal.
Nice.
Something that the original Destiny didn't really ever do.
Is the villain from the moon?
No, he's not. But they put a fucking big bad, they put a heavy right in front of you and say, this is the guy. This is the bad guy. And he's like, I'm going to fucking kill you all. And he's got a plan. And you know exactly what that plan is by the end of the mission. You know exactly who you're going after. It's beautiful. And there are NPCs. They're like friendly NPCs that you're interacting with and talking to and doing stuff in the mission with you. Like, it feels a little more alive. It feels a little more vital. It feels a little more focused than the original Destiny did.
Good.
So I hope that carries through a lot of the story content of the game.
Maybe this will be the Assassin's Creed 2 of Destiny.
Maybe. Everything else was Destiny. Everything else was Destiny.
But you know what?
The only major change that I noticed was they have switched up how they do primary and secondary weapons. Instead of doing a primary category and a secondary category, which is the way it used to be, and there were certain weapon types that could only be primary weapons, and then there were certain weapon types that could only be secondary weapons. Now what they've done is they're doing kinetic and energy weapons. So you can get kinetic weapons that are, assault rifles, SMGs, pistols, or hand cannons or whatever. And then you can get energy weapons that could also be SMGs, assault rifles, hand cannons, and that kind of stuff. They deal damage differently. So that's how they differentiate it now. Which means your equipment is a little bit more flexible now.
What about like heavy weapons? Like if you had
still have heavy weapons.
Okay.
Yeah, they still do heavy weapons. And there are more types of heavy weapons, it seems like now.
Okay. Good.
And they also showed off the new classes, which seemed really cool. I mean, they weren't super different. That was another nice improvement that they made. Now some of the classes have support abilities. It's not all just what flavor of damage do you want to deal. So like warlocks now have abilities that are like heal abilities. Titans now have like more in the way of like shielding abilities instead of just their bubble that they used to do. So that kind of diversifies people's dynamic within a fire team. You know what I'm saying? It kind of makes it more than just a little more than just everybody shoot and throw your supers at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Well, you know what? There is just enough of Destiny 1 that I liked. It was just some of the stuff that people were upset about that obviously rubbed me the wrong way too. If they can kind of fix those things, but still, like, even if it's Destiny, but they fix those things that bugged me, then maybe I'll even consider playing it. I don't know.
I think there's a lot of potential there.
When does this game come out? October 27th?
October 27th.
Are you serious?
Something like that. No, September.
I was.
PC version comes out in late October.
Late October.
It comes out early September on consoles.
Great. All right, we need to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We have a few news topics, but I do want to check in with a few of you guys. I know we all play a little bit more Mario stuff.
Yeah.
During our Mario week last week, so we'll check in with you guys on those games, and then we'll do news and answer some questions from our Patreon supporters. So if you're watching us live, don't go anywhere. If you're listening, also don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Okay. Whew. Hello. Welcome back from the break.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick, for welcoming us back from the break.
You're welcome.
It's good to be back.
You're welcome. Sorry, we were just telling stories during the break.
You're shooting the shit.
Shooting the shit, as some say.
I played a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about that. You
played a video game?
That's right. We talked about video games.
I played
right.
Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door.
Whoa.
Where's the time card?
Right there.
What took so long?
I had to reach over to
There
grab it,
was
and I was
a
writing down
beat
the time.
between him saying it and that card going up. You're fired.
Chris
long.
Davis had to reach around.
So yeah, Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door. I played it for like 5 hours the other day on my stream, and I played it. I played a little more afterwards too. It's definitely enjoyable. It's the first time I've ever like sunk my teeth into a Paper Mario game.
Yeah. Did you get past like that slow burn you were talking about at the beginning of last week?
I think so. I'm not 100%. So the thing is, I made it through the first area. I beat the boss.
What the fuck is that?
That's I forget her name.
Is that fucking Ursula from Little Mermaid?
Kind of, but her boobs are bigger. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be a highlight, but you should definitely see when I first met her. That was an interesting encounter.
I bet. Why are her?
Oh my god, she has jiggle physics.
Yeah.
Her boobs are not only large; they're like 6 inches complete, like apart.
Well, they're ghostly, so they don't have too much weight
Like
to
if
them.
she turned too fast, she'd get whiplash.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But anyway,
Botox lips? What is that?
yeah, she's
I don't mean to body shame.
cares about her beauty, her boobty.
It's just not exactly what I was expecting out of a Mario game. Anyways,
But anyway, so yeah, like the weird thing is I'm in this area that's kind of puzzly, and I've been gotten kind of lost in this second area, and it's taking me a little while to kind of figure what's going on. But I'm enjoying the story so far. You know, it's fairly basic. You know, Peach sent Mario a map to find these crystals, and then Peach got kidnapped by these X-Force. I don't know what they're called. These new kind of characters, I guess. And you're off on your kind of quest to find these crystals before they do, and you meet all kinds of interesting characters along the way. I don't know if there's a whole lot of combat, or there might be later in the footage.
I'll tell you this area looks dramatically different than what
I
totally saw last week.
Sure. And that's the thing is I don't know how different they get, because this is the first time I've ever, like I said, played a Super Mario Paper Mario game. But yeah, this is completely different. Like it has a lot more about depth and stuff, and I'm gonna fail this part. And unfortunately, it takes like 10 minutes for these guys to come out.
What is this area supposed to be?
You're in a tree. And these are the Jabbies, I believe what they're called. They're like wasps, and they are after the Punies, the little guys I'm trying to protect.
It's pronounced Pusit.
Oh, sorry. So I get my ass handed to me, and I think it's because I needed to find more of the Punies. And so yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, maybe we should go. Yeah. So anyway, there's actually a lot going on. Like if I can drop down to the next level, but if I do that, the Punies don't follow me. But it might be puny. It might be pronounced puny because they're small. But we'll go with puny. But yeah, so I mean, combat's still pretty good. I haven't gotten too many new, and see, I don't know if I missed that on purpose. Like I think you can use every character you find in the game. So the first character you find is the see, damn it, I didn't notice that wall over there. It's a Goomba, and she can stomp on enemies and then like read their stats. So later times you fight them, you know more information, you know their health and stuff like that. The second guy you encounter is a Koopa, and he can like throw his shell. Like outside of combat, he can throw his shell to like hit switches for like kind of solving puzzles or grab items and stuff. And then this character, I forget her name, she can blow.
Wait, are you
blow?
You know how to blow, right?
She has some excellent.
I mean, she's got some big
lips that are good at blowing.
Oh my god, this is totally inappropriate. But it's also like that's
literally her ability.
That's literally her ability.
And unfortunately,
she's
Kristen,
got
can
big
you
lips.
jump forward in the footage a little bit? I should have maybe either re-recorded or kind of I would say maybe like a little bit farther.
What can you
a little
say?
farther.
She's got big lips.
Keep going. A little farther.
Oh my god.
Here you go. This is probably good. Yeah, those are the ones I guess I'm trying to rescue, so they can help me, I guess, continue. But anyway, yeah. So either both in battle and out. So in battle, if you use her, like everyone has like a special ability that will use flower power, which you only have X amount of, and if it runs out, you can't use those special abilities. But everyone has something different. Like so, the Goomba special ability is just to read stats. It doesn't actually use flower power. But the Koopa, his ability is to throw his shell and hit every single enemy in a row. Yeah. Which is actually pretty helpful. But you have to get like the timing right, and if you don't get the timing right, it does less damage. And her special ability is she blows really hard. And you
You're
have
just getting a lot of mileage out of this.
Yeah, you got to. Well,
blows it.
you got to fill up a meter, and if you time it correctly, it will like actually knock some enemies out of combat, which is quite handy to just literally knock them out of
Do you
combat.
get the experience?
Yeah, you still get experience for defeating them. Her base ability is literally she body slams them.
So she blows them so hard that they end up passing out.
Yep. I don't think I'm actually gonna get to combat now, just because
Chris Davis.
it's exploration, which is a lot of what this game is.
Just okay.
But anyway, combat was very similar to what y'all saw last week. Mario jumps on enemies or hits them with the hammer, and then whatever your friend is called will use their ability. But yeah, so I probably will continue to play this. I don't know, like it's we'll see what happens. It's apparently not a short game at all, like 80 hours.
80 hours.
Why would it be?
I think don't quote me.
Good God.
But I
How long to
remember,
beat?
yeah, like I'll Google it real quick.
While you're doing that, just out of curiosity, this is kind of off topic, but Mario's mustache reminded me of this. There's a pretty wicked mustache in this game, by the way. Pretty wicked. Y'all read that shit about... We were talking about Justice League earlier, the reshoots with Henry Cavill's mustache. What? It's hilarious. So Henry Cavill is currently filming Mission Impossible 6, but in that movie he has like a pretty prominent mustache. And now they're coming back to do reshoots for certain scenes in Justice League. And the studio producing Mission Impossible...
I think it's Paramount.
Paramount
won't let him shave his mustache. So they're talking about they're going to have to...
They're going
to have to digitally remove his mustache.
Okay, sorry.
But like part of me is like, God damn it, I want to watch that movie with Superman with a goddamn mustache.
One of the comic artists I follow on Twitter, I think it's like Becky Clooner or something, drew a picture of Superman with a mustache, and she was like, I was trying to draw what he would look like, and it's just Freddie Mercury.
Actually, now that I think
How
about
long
it.
to beat says it's like 30 to 40 hours for the main story. The like extra stuff is like 70.
God, I don't even think that some of the bigger like core Mario games are that long. Like,
But yeah, this is definitely not a short game.
like I think I beat Mario Galaxy, which I think is a pretty hefty game. I did like more than the minimum number of stars in that game. I did like 25, 30 hours in that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of ridiculous. But hey,
Oh, nice. Just like
similar to Bowser's Inside Story. Yeah,
which I did also play some of Bowser's Inside Story. I only played like 3 or 4 hours, so nothing has happened. Yeah, that's why I didn't really feel like bringing it up. But I'm really impressed with it so far. Like with the kind of back and forth between controlling Bowser and like what he's doing outside and how it affects
Mario and
the
Luigi
levels
inside,
that Mario and Luigi are playing inside.
Yeah.
Like I just did the one where you have to like go around and like find the water fountain to like fill up with water so that like Mario and Luigi can swim around, and then you have to move Bowser away from the water so like you can manipulate stuff in the environment.
It's pretty
It
cool.
was really cool. But I haven't played enough to really dig into it, but I will be playing more of that.
so you're
whenever
at
I
least
watch
enjoying it
this.
enough to continue playing it.
Yeah,
on repeat?
yeah. Cool. Plus it took a little doing getting that whole thing set up, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the most of it while I have it.
Sweet.
That's a game I started playing a long time ago, and I got like 10, 15 hours into it, and you know, life happened.
Crispy,
and,
you're on the schedule for Friday.
Friday.
Yeah. By the way,
Chris Davis, I know you have a game.
I mean, I played several games as part of Mario Week and then some.
So before we get to that one game,
That one game.
how did Luigi's Mansion go?
So I beat it in one sitting.
Oh, you beat the whole game during your stream?
I played from 7 till about 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's that short of a game?
Yeah.
Because I played Luigi's
That was getting
Mansion.
all 50 boos.
I thought Luigi was
it's
pretty
okay.
tall.
The first one's not that long.
Okay, so I've
The
only
second
played.
one's kind of a big step.
I've only played the second one, and second one's fucking amazing. But I think I spent a solid like 15 hours.
The first one is one mansion. I mean,
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luigi's Mansion. What is the second one called? What's the subtitle?
Moon.
Dark Moon.
Dark
That
Side
game
of
is
the Moon.
incredible, but it has like 4
Dark
or
of the
5 different mansions that you go to. But anyway.
I mean, Luigi's Mansion, I never played it when it first came out. I mean,
So this was like your first time playing it, period?
yeah. When I bought a GameCube, it was specifically for the Resident Evil remake.
Yeah.
I never had any interest.
Actually, it's kind of the same deal for me too, because I never touched Luigi's Mansion. I didn't touch Luigi's Mansion until the Dark Moon one on the DS. So
Yeah, but I mean, this game, I ran it on Dolphin. It ran extremely well.
charming as
I was very surprised how well it ran.
Yeah. Some games run great on Dolphin, some not so much.
Some not so much at all. Yeah, I was running it like 3.5K resolution practically, and it was very pretty. It was fun. It was good for a Ghostbusters game.
catching ghosts.
It had a nice little charm to it.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty much the gist of Luigi's Mansion. It's fucking charming as hell. Ghostbusters.
I hated the 2-letter boss fights in the game.
2-letter boss fights.
The third boss fight.
I think you meant ladder.
Oh, ladder.
Yeah.
I was like, what letters? What?
The Bulossus.
I mean, I haven't played this. I don't know what the bosses
remember.
were.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I actually remember the bosses in Dark Moon being really fun to fight.
Well, the boss, well, then you're lucky because the third boss in this game is fucking horrible.
I know you probably don't own a DS, Chris Davis.
I own a 3DS.
You do?
Yeah,
Fucking.
and I own a
I
DSi.
should have played that one.
You should play Dark Moon.
Dark Moon.
It's
is
really good.
Fucking
Yeah, Dark
incredible.
Moon is really
I mean,
good.
I don't play handheld games that much, so I mean, and I fucking hated the camera in the final boss fight because it was absolutely horseshit. Like you had no perspective for what you actually needed to do.
Not necessarily. I mean, I feel
you had
like
no control.
I feel like Luigi's Mansion has always been one of those games where it's like really cool, really charming idea, really charming execution, but I feel like it's never been like lauded as like this super, like fantastic achievement.
No,
of a game.
I like it.
So.
I wish there was more to do in the game.
Well, then that's where Dark Moon
That's why you
comes
need
in.
Dark Moon. Yeah.
yeah,
Because Dark Moon is a bigger, better game in just about every sense of the word.
I feel like this. I feel like it needs systems. It needs.
Plus that ringtone.
Plus that ringtone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot about the ringtone.
No, I love. That's one of the things I love about the game. There's almost no music in Luigi's Mansion, but the entire time you'll hear Luigi like humming it or whistling it, or like his ringtone will go off and he'll be playing the exact same thing in the exact same cadence.
Is
It's
it the
great.
same ringtone from the first one, or was it a new one in Dark Moon? I can't remember.
Dun, da, 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 dun.
I think the one he's thinking of is different.
In Dark Moon, that's when his thing goes off.
Okay, that's a higher BPM, but yeah, it's basically that.
Yeah, that's so good.
No, it's really good.
I implore you to someday find time to
Dude, that'd be a good
play Dark
ringtone.
Moon.
I had it
Yeah.
as my ringtone for forever and ever.
Okay.
So the other game you played for Mario Week, you did
The mini Project M
did a
against
mini-
Carlos,
where you
And-
played.
and we played Super Mario World. Which
pretty good game.
started out kind of bad because I have a Retron 5, which allows me to play a bunch of different classic 16-bit and 8-bit. And the one problem the system has is there's input lag for SNES games. And I could not play Super Mario World. I went out and I bought a cartridge.
That's a
I
game
bought
you
a brand new
don't-
controller.
You don't want input
And
lag on that.
there was a half second of input lag between pressing a button, things
Is
happening.
that the
on
version
screen.
you ended up playing for the entire race?
No, I borrowed my roommate's Wii U and he had it on there, so that's
okay.
why I played.
Good.
And it was so much better.
It should be a Retron 4 then.
I mean, it was
If every Super Nintendo game has that
lag was
that
so
fucking
bad.
lag, that's unusable.
It's you can't play a platformer on that.
So how long did
I don't know how I was able to play Mario RPG on that. I just don't know how.
Input is
Well,
less
with the
important.
timing, with how you
but
did,
you can
extra
learn the
damage.
input
attack.
timing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough though.
So
bad.
I was out on over the weekend. I couldn't catch any of the race. How long did y'all? First of all, did y'all both beat it?
Yes, we both beat it.
How long did it take?
Like 6 hours?
It was okay, so Carlos won.
Okay.
He beat it in about 5 hours and 40 minutes.
Okay.
And I was about 20 minutes after him.
Oh, okay. It's pretty close.
Yeah.
The main reason the two main reasons I lost were, number one, I went off on the donut secret trail to try and get around those various different courses you have to go around on. Mm-hmm. So I thought I could use a pipe to get around and get right to the castle.
Don't let those donuts fool you, man. They're there. They're there
I
to
couldn't
sabotage
get
you.
through it, and it frustrated me enough where he was getting way too far ahead that I just went back and started playing. And then I did not know about the top secret area from the first ghost house.
Yeah, then you go when you leave and you go up and you can
and you can farm for infinite lives.
Yeah,
I did not know that was a thing.
I guess for lives,
I never knew that was a thing.
Yep.
And so I would get into the third area, and there would be that stretch of those 2 levels, and then the bullshit third castle that would just kick my ass, and then I would lose all my lives, and I would have to reset.
But you still,
save.
I mean, he still only.
But I
by
had to
20
replay
minutes,
those 2 levels and then the castle again.
Oh.
So that slowed me down fucking significantly.
Yeah. Well.
But I ended up doing a trick to where I would play a couple levels and then I would go back to that first ghost house. And if you play through it, you can beat that first ghost house in about a minute.
Yeah.
And that automatically prompts a save.
Oh. Okay.
And so I use that to kind of save scum and then go back and progress throughout.
Save scum. Is that a term?
Yeah.
all you had to do was fly up to the left and then go to the right and drop down to the door, and then
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's a term.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Mario
when
noob.
saving wasn't an on-demand kind of
I haven't played this game since I was like,
I haven't played
10?
this game since before I think I could honestly say I liked video games.
Neither of you use Switch palaces?
We all played it during Project M a couple of years ago.
But I mean, I could
wait,
like
what now?
finish
Neither
it.
of you use Switch palaces?
Like,
I did the first one, the
You have to
yellow
do the first one, don't you?
Oh.
No, you don't have to.
You don't have to?
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know where the other 2 were.
Be silly not to. One of them is to the left of the Boo House. I think it's the blue one in the second area.
Okay.
The third one, I think it's in the third area.
Maybe in the Forest of Illusion.
Maybe I can't remember.
man,
Yeah.
part of me is kind of sad
So-
that I didn't partake in this race because
The great thing about it
sounds
was
like a game I
You
need
want to learn
to.
to hate that game too, huh?
Carlos. Carlos had the lead, had an exceptional lead on me for several hours.
Yeah.
Like he stopped like talking about where he was. I'm pretty certain at Brad's urging because he thought it would piss me off.
Gotcha.
Because I was like on still stuck on the third castle, and I think he was at least castle 5 or 6.
And then at some point, that's like when we played
then he got stuck. He got stuck at castle 6 for an hour and a half.
dude, that's like,
And I caught up to him, and I was nipping at his heels for the rest of the fucking.
that's
marathon.
like our original Project M when we did Ocarina of Time, and we were all fucking like,
the water
we were all like I forgot who it was. Someone was like leagues ahead of everybody, like by like I think someone like we entered the forest temple, and someone was like finishing the fire temple as we were entering the forest temple or something like that. I forgot. Like there was a huge gap, and then we hit the water temple, and we all
ground to a
like we
halt.
all went, and we all came out. We started helping each other in the water temple, and we all left the water temple like the exact same time.
Yeah, you need a guide for the fucking water temple.
Oh my god, it was so funny.
But no, it was
That's so funny.
yeah. As soon as I got to Castle 7, we were neck and neck, just trying to beat it for like 20 minutes, and then he finally beat it.
Yeah.
And once you beat Castle 7, beating Bowser's Castle, it's pathetically easy.
Yeah.
Like all the other castles in the game are harder than Bowser's Castle.
Gotcha.
Y'all should have done the Star Road. Plebeians.
But y'all had a good time?
Yeah, no, we had a good time.
Cool.
I wish. Oh man,
That's a game I feel like I
feel like I
play
could have
just because I haven't done it since.
Carlos was freaking out for the entire second half of the marathon because he kept looking over and watching my stream, and he's like, "Oh, he's getting so close! He's getting so much closer to me."
Well, that sounds like Carlos.
And he was losing
is he
his
doing
composure.
that thing that Carlos does?
Sounds like Carlos.
Oh,
yeah.
he was losing his shit for a good long while.
Sounds
Teapot.
like Carlos, but yeah, that's good. I'm sad I missed that. I would have liked to have watched, but I feel like I fucking do need to play that game because literally haven't played, with the exception of the little bit that we touched on and played during our
We
Mario
just did up to the
64
first
race.
castle.
Yeah. I haven't touched that game since before I had an N64, and if y'all remember, N64 was kind of my like
Thing.
my thing, my
The
gateway,
genesis of your
my gateway
hobbyist
drug.
gaming.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, it
The
was fun.
Sega Genesis.
so
of
the
your-
other game that you've been playing that we can briefly touch on, we probably need to briefly touch on it.
Since I don't have footage, because I didn't know it was going to be on tonight.
Yeah.
The other thing I've been playing is DLC for Titanfall 2.
What?
Is this single player DLC?
This is multiplayer co-op DLC.
Well, son of a bitch.
It's a Wave Survival DLC. It's called Frontier Defense.
Did they ever release?
The Frontier Defense was actually in the original Titanfall, but it came out long after launch.
Yeah.
So this is like 8 months now, 6 months after Titanfall 2 came out.
Yeah. I don't remember. Exactly.
Yeah, this is it's a new free mode. It plays on one of 5 different multiplayer maps that are already built into the game. And the basic idea is it's you and 3 other players are tasked with defending this generator harvester thing.
Yeah.
And it's 5 waves of enemies.
Sounds like Fortnite.
A little bit. You're building up defenses. You kill enemies, you get cash, you spend it at the armory between waves, and you use that to buy upgrades. And
it sounds like a tower defense game.
And yeah, it's
so essentially it's a multiplayer mode of Titanfall 2
but Titanfall, the glorious Titanfall gameplay. That's absolutely wonderful. And the thing about it is that it escalates, and it escalates like terribly.
Like, when you say terribly, do you mean like
exceptionally,
or like
it's very well but frightening?
Okay, gotcha.
Towards the latter waves in the mode, they start introducing what are called nuke titans. They're basically standard titans of any class. They come at you, but as soon as you put them in a doom state, they go into the nuclear reactor ejection sequence, in which if you are close to them, they will fucking destroy you instantly. It's just a suicide bomb.
Like a massive explosion.
It's a massive explosion. And in the final wave, there tends to be at least 8 to 10 of them on the map at the same time. Just slowly coming at you and just trying to destroy the generator.
That sounds pretty cool.
But
to be honest, not to like, I think that sounds pretty cool actually. But like,
they didn't introduce any new model Titans.
They did actually. There's a new Titan called the Monarch. It's actually based on the Monarch.
The mighty Monarch.
Yes. No, this. It's based on the Vanguard Titan. That's the star of the campaign.
Yeah.
It's based around upgrading itself to where every time you achieve a core status, you can use that to do a selective upgrade to increase the power of your Titan. So when you hit stage 1 of the core upgrade, you activate it. The default I had was like arc rounds, which do like electronic damage to Titans and Stalkers and Reapers, which helps. You can get health upgrades. You can get like better tracking missiles, faster fire rate for your weapons, more damage, more health. I mean, it's actually a really fucking cool Titan.
Does it look like BT?
Yeah, it does. It looks like BT.
Because that was the coolest looking one in the fucking game, I felt like.
So I really enjoyed Titanfall 2.
I was kind of pissed that wasn't...
Did they ever release single player DLC for that game?
They haven't released any thus far.
Are they going to? Is that in the
I don't know.
Books? Because
but I will say that almost all the DLC they've released thus far is free.
That's good.
The only like paid for stuff is mostly cosmetic work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like weapon skins and things like that.
Gotcha. Titanfall 2 is pretty good.
They look really fucking good, those cosmetics.
Titanfall 2 was
and the game, it already plays so fucking well.
Yeah, it does play a little bit like a dream.
It does. But this mode, it's very fun. We were playing on easy and we were getting our asses kicked. But it's got its own progression system built into Frontier Defense, where you get Aegis points, which give you overall passive upgrades that carry on throughout matches. And since it counts as multiplayer technically, your overall progress in multiplayer continues on when you're playing this co-op mode. So if you were level 37, you can get up to level 39 or 40.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Plus upgrading your weapons and your stats and completing challenges, and it's really fucking fun. And it's free. It's fucking free.
That's the nice
thing. So
about
good.
The only downside is I don't have the game anymore.
Which is terrible.
I did it while I Redboxed it when I played it.
Well, you need to own this game. I think it was like $20 this week.
Oh, well, I'll buy it when it gets cheap enough.
$5 more than Hollow Knight.
That's true. Temporarily
replayability
true.
than Hollow Knight.
Temporarily
That's
true.
debatable.
All
When
right.
I finished Hollow Knight, it unlocked a mode that you can play one life.
Fuck that.
Permadeath?
Why do people do that
Permadeath.
to each other? I mean, to
Fuck
themselves.
that.
Why?
In a Metroidvania game.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Fuck everything about that.
Yeah, Titanfall, really fucking good.
Sweet. We have a few news topics. We'll kind of move through these fairly quickly because I do want to I want to make sure we have enough time for our supporter or Patreon questions tonight.
While I'm thinking about it, because Krispy asked me earlier and I couldn't remember, the Gundam from Ready Player One
Oh, it's the RX-78.
is the RX-78. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the original.
Yeah.
It's the Grand Mac Daddy.
Yep.
The Grand Mac Daddy?
The fucking
Gundams?
the white
Oh, yeah,
ghost.
yeah, yeah. That's like the only Gundam I recognize, but I couldn't name it.
You would
Yeah.
recognize.
I know that one. It
That
has
one's-
a,
that
I'm
one's
sure it has
just-
a name.
Because that one's just called Gundam.
Gundam?
Yeah.
It's just called.
Is it?
Gundam.
Are you making shit up?
No, I swear to God. I mean, some people like a lot of people refer to it by its designation, which is RX-78 2. But yeah, it's just the Gundam.
Fucking nerds.
I mean, because there wasn't any other Gundam series
That
out
was
at
the
the
original.
time.
Yeah.
It was
It was
the
the first.
original.
That was the one.
All right. So
Kido Senshi Gandamu.
So we have some news
Bless
topics
you.
tonight that we can touch on. There's one that I actually don't know a whole lot about. I just
I know
played it 'cause I
about
saw
it.
it in the doc. You know about it?
I have no idea which one you're talking about.
All right. So I don't know. Does anybody here actually know about the Final Fantasy 15 stuff?
No.
Oh,
What about it?
Okay. So okay,
I saw
I was
you-
actually saying that so you wouldn't put it on the screen because I don't know anything about it. Other
This
than
is a thing that's happening.
There's
Google it.
yeah,
Next topic.
yeah. I mean, literally, I
Read it out loud for the people.
Final Fantasy 15 multiplayer beta starts on August 3rd. There's
What?
a multiplayer
What?
component.
What's
that
the
they're
multiplayer?
What?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
It's
That's why I didn't wanna-
supposedly it's co-op missions.
It's just a bunch of people playing different party members.
This is why I didn't want to
no,
bring it up on the show.
It's player. You create your own character.
You guys listening at home should just Google this because we have no
Yeah.
idea what we're talking about.
Well, I think that just speaks to the game itself, the fact that Final Fantasy 15 shit's coming out and none of us really care.
Well, first of all, it's
Right?
not. If it was if it was like single player DLC or something, maybe I'd care about it.
Well, yeah,
but
Nick
like,
doesn't like other people, so.
Yeah,
I
he
don't wanna,
does.
like, I don't. I've never wanted to play.
I know, Nick. I'm just
multiplayer
Why
fucking
don't
with
you
any
like
Final
us, Nick?
I mean, it's not even about that. I mean, I don't like you guys, but like, who wants to play multiplayer in a Final Fantasy game? Like,
Have you ever heard of this
Yeah,
game called
Crystal
Final
Chronicles?
Fantasy 14
oh,
Or 11?
or
yeah.
11?
Or Crystal Chronicles?
I mean, you know what I mean. I mean, this wasn't an MMO. This was a fucking core entry in the single player Final Fantasy games. I don't want to like have them shoehorn a multiplayer mode in. Maybe it'll be good. I don't know. If it is, we'll talk about it when it comes out. For now, I didn't really want to talk about it this much, so let's
Why'd you
move on
bring
to
it up,
the next.
Nick?
I was trying to avoid it.
Why did you do
too
that?
And he put the thing up there anyway, so
All
I
right,
had
what's
to talk
up?
about
What's next in the
I do.
news?
Supposedly there is a rumor that we're going to get a PC announcement for Final Fantasy 15 at Gamescom.
Cool.
That wouldn't surprise me
Not
at
far
all. So I'm sad Brad's not here because this is probably going to be really good news to him, I would imagine. But Chun-Li in Marvel vs. Capcom
Crispy
Infinite. If y'all remember, we talked about it quite a bit when we were talking about the Marvel vs. Capcom character announcements and whatnot.
Does Chun-Li
everyone
look
was
like
like,
what?
"What the
Oh, she looks so bad.
fuck did they do to Chun-Li?" Can you put the thing up there anytime?
I'm looking for
He's
it.
waiting.
Has better
hard to
eyes.
read.
It's called Chun-Li.
I guess
named the
I
file
didn't get it.
Chun-Li.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Put
Point-
a different one up.
Point is, amid the backlash, because there was backlash, people were like, "What the
Flashing
fuck?
back.
What the fuck did you do to Chun-Li's face?"
Yeah.
They are redesigning her
Yeah.
for the game.
They're like, oh shit, they noticed.
However, the caveat to that is they're gonna
They
they're gonna
do
fix
a
her.
fucking ground up redesign of everybody.
They're gonna-
They all look fucking ugly.
They're gonna fix her face with a day one patch.
Fix Captain America.
Like it's not even gonna make it onto
Fix the fucking shelf packs.
Fix her butt.
I mean,
the. Whoa, what's wrong with her butt? I didn't see it.
It's not big enough.
Oh, there you go. Good answer.
Needs more.
well, she's more
But
about
sir,
the
we
thighs,
can't
really.
do it.
Well, I mean, the thighs are attached to the butt.
Yeah,
Dancing.
but I mean,
You
in
don't
the-
see
in
women
this-
with huge butts and tiny thighs. That's not how that
you
works.
do sometimes, and it's weird.
Well, yeah, because it's not real.
I mean, logically speaking, they've got a production schedule for this game. They probably just didn't have time to. They didn't factor this into their actual production. That they'd have to go back and remodel a character's face. So they got to work on that after the game goes gold, and they issue it in a day one patch.
Well, they shouldn't have had a blind developer work on Chun-Li.
A blind designer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's brutal.
Of course not.
It's
what you get.
I'm not even like a fighting game fan necessarily, and I saw that. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is wrong with her face? Okay.
All right, what else is in the news?
What else we have? Actually, the
there's more.
THQ thing. Chris Davis, I'm assuming you put this in the
There's
doc.
at least 3 more
Yeah.
topics.
Yeah, there was a couple more.
Yeah. So THQ Nordic teasing a new and old IP reveals at Gamescom. Do we know anything?
Yeah, Chris Davis put this one on the doc.
So they're not talking necessarily about what the old IPs are, but the new IP that they're teasing, and it's quoted as a post-apocalyptic kung fu fable game.
What?
Wait. Back it up.
What?
Post-apocalyptic kung fu
Fable game.
Fable game.
And not Fable as in Fable the franchise.
Oh.
Or Fable the IP.
No, they mean like a
Dude, I was excited for
a
that.
story about kung fu. A fairy tale about kung fu.
Post-apocalyptic kung fu fable style game? That'd
like-
be interesting.
Yeah, it would.
Oh my god, they're licensing Six String Samurai. They're gonna make a game.
So that's the new IP they're teasing?
Yeah, they're teasing multiple new projects, yes.
So what's the old IP that
they're
teasing?
they're not really saying.
So let's speculate
Hence the
then.
tease.
It's not Darksiders.
Let's
No, of course
speculate.
it's not
These are
Darksiders.
fresh announcements.
Yeah, so would this include things like
Red Faction?
Red Faction? Is kind of the first thing that came to mind for me.
I mean, that's a possibility.
I feel like that's like the one thing that they have still
See,
besides
the thing-
Darksiders that might still be.
The thing about THQ Nordic is that they've been buying up a shit ton of IPs.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, they've just, over the past year and a half, they've been just going through and just buying catalog after catalog after catalog and just saying, oh yeah, we hope to own and work on this one day.
Heard they even bought the Sears catalog.
They might have.
I'm
Do they do
gonna
that
cross
anymore?
my fingers and hope for a Red Faction.
Yeah,
When is Gamescom? Is that in August?
Second week of August?
yeah.
Sweet,
Coming up.
sweet. I have high hopes for that. I think we're probably gonna end up seeing more Last of Us at Gamescom.
I hope
like.
so.
Because that's the only reason I can think of that maybe. Either at Gamescom
PSX.
or the PSX.
Oh, no, yeah.
It's
They would
gonna
save
be
it.
PSX.
They would save it for PSX.
But didn't we just have PSX?
No, that's
No, that was a
PSX
year
is always
ago.
in December.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
I can't keep track of all these fucking shows.
Yeah.
Yep. Too much. Burn it all down.
The other small topic we have up here, and this is a quick one. This is the developers of the Swapper. I remember the Swapper.
Yeah,
They announced their new game
Dope.
called Noita.
Noita, and it looks pretty
Noita?
interesting.
It does, but it also,
every single pixel is generated, and you can fucking do like anything.
Oh shit!
It's physics bound, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Each
you're
pixel
like,
has
you're
its
like a
own
witch.
kind of, yeah.
Wait.
Yeah,
like Noita is like
it means witch. In, yeah.
I've only just heard about this game yesterday, and the only
We just got announced, yeah.
No.
why it's
Because
in the doc.
I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know anything about who made this or whatever. I just saw it on Imager.
I saw that
Someone
Imager
was
post
like,
too.
"Hey, we made a game. It's called Noita," and I was like, "That looks kind of interesting." And you're telling me that those were the Swapper guys?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Physics based. Each pixel in the game has its own
Dude, it
it's
looks-
rendered its own physics, and it's. I
So
think of
pretty.
like worms. Like everything is destructible, and but everything's physics based. So they showed them destroying some blocks, causing like a liquid to fall out and like cascade down on some
Yeah.
people, or like shooting some electricity into water, and it's spreading throughout the water and killing
There was
everything.
one that was
and-
like a chamber filled with poison gas,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
lit it on fire, and you can just see the flame like kind of spreading through the gas. It was so cool. So cool.
And guys who made the Swapper, that game beat me.
really.
Beat you.
Like I eventually was like,
you gave up on it.
I mean, I think I would like actually. I wouldn't mind going back and trying the game again, but that game
It gets so.
I got
hard.
really hard. That game gets fucking brutal when it comes to challenge.
It gets difficult.
It's so difficult to.
It's
wrap
so
your mind
cleverly
around.
designed. It's so cleverly designed.
Like, and that's the thing about the Swapper is the fact that like you don't ever get anything. Like you don't get upgrades, you don't get new abilities. You have everything from the beginning of the game.
But they
and
somehow stretch it so far.
You just have to figure out how your mind like works. You have to like take 3 steps out of your mind and look at it from a different angle.
Also,
And
let's
the
not forget about
mechanics-
the fucking like the mind fuck of a like
The mechanics are trippy enough as it is, and then they're laying like
like
all the
mind-
philosophical shit
Yeah.
on top of you, on top of that, and you're just like, this is so hard. What does any of it mean? Life doesn't mean anything. We're all just fucking spinning out of control. Like that fucking game, so good.
There
We should
are
play
there
that.
yes, Chai, there are highlights of me screaming at the swapper. that game is really really good, but brutal.
I
Brutal as hell.
don't know if I mean, I guess you could describe it as Spelunky, but I mean, I haven't really seen too much that makes me
Noita's
think
supposed
Spelunky.
to be like roguelike.
No, it is
Yeah,
roguelike.
it's
Yeah,
roguelike. So we're gonna be keeping our eye on Noita.
totally.
Noita.
Just wanted to bring it up now that it's been formally announced.
So good.
One more brief
What's the name of the
announcement.
developer?
I forget.
You would ask me that. I should have put it in the
Oh,
doc
wait, I'll
in the
look it
title.
up.
Yeah,
But-
we have the internet.
What were we gonna bring
I'll go
up?
to Imager.
Just the fact that Walmart is
Oh, yeah.
canceling every single SNES Classic pre-order.
Did anybody in our group pre-order it from Walmart?
I did not.
NOLA Games.
NOLA Games, yeah.
I believe Halcyon in chat did.
Yeah.
Where did Brad pre-order his? I know he.
I don't remember.
Walmart.
But that
I hope
does
not
not
Walmart.
bode well for that at all, though.
No.
Because does that mean does anybody officially have pre-orders then? Because companies like this, they
Amazon
always
UK.
well, I know that's what I'm saying. Amazon UK does, but I don't think any
How
American.
does
North
that
America,
work though?
no.
Was it like Walmart was anticipating getting pre-orders, so they
Yes.
just started taking money?
What about Amazon?
And then Nintendo was just
every
like,
time
"Alright."
a game comes out, they're like December 31st, 2017.
Yeah,
like they
well,
don't
that's
fucking
their-
have. They're
that's
just
their
putting it
filler
up as a
date.
placeholder because people will give them money.
Chai Tai in chat says he pre-ordered from Walmart.
Oh,
Chai, are you
sorry.
just learning this from? Are
Sorry,
you learning this
Chai.
right now, like live as we speak, from us talking about
boy.
it? Because I'm sorry,
Yep.
if that's the case.
Rip.
So
Because they are literally canceling
every single pre-order.
every single pre-order.
Which I mean, I just don't know what that means for the actual system itself. Which kind of sucks.
I don't know, but it sounds like I feel like Nintendo couldn't release another one of these classic systems without some kind of fucking debacle.
Of course.
And everyone thought, "Oh God, I'm sorry, Chai." Like you literally just learned this from us.
Damn, Chai, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry to break that news to you.
I
Check your
understand.
email.
I understand, Prince. That the same with almost any place you buy something from online usually doesn't charge you until the item ships. But if they already have like that commitment, when the item ships, they get you money. People will forget that they pre-ordered an item, and all of a sudden they get charged for it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying people got paid for these SNES Classics and then they canceled their orders. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it. Any company that has the opportunity to potentially get a pre-order from you will take that opportunity. They're not going to say no to you wanting to give them money.
Yeah.
Dude, Nintendo of North America is just
Horrible.
fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I feel like Nintendo of Japan's making all these promises about like, oh, we're gonna make plenty of units, they're gonna be out there, blah blah blah. Nintendo Europe is like, yeah, we got them all right here. Come on, we got a line forming up, blah blah blah. And then Nintendo of North America is like, actually, we couldn't anticipate demand. We only ordered like 10 units. So, oh my god.
I saw this. Everyone was like, I saw too many people like successfully get a pre-order when this happened, and I was like, "There's no something's gonna happen."
Yeah, and now even that is up. In
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with like when the Switch came out, and they're like, "Oh, we
you
didn't
got
realize people were gonna like this."
You got yours pre-ordered at Amazon? Well, maybe you don't.
Yeah,
Best Buy hasn't taken any yet, have they?
I don't think so.
GameStop hasn't taken any.
No.
God,
Toys
Nintendo
R
North
Us
America needs
hasn't.
to get their fucking shit together.
Yep. That's all for news.
All right, so let's just kind of move this truck right along. Let's do community supporters from our questions from our supporters
All right, pole position, calm down.
questions from our supporters on Patreon.
Yeah, let's get to those patrons.
I know we have a new supporter on Patreon, maybe 2.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh, well then keep going. I'll pull it up. I got the
I was
email.
not
She actually
prepared.
I think did it today. I want to say. Well, I'm just
It might have been more I missed it. All right, anyway, first question this week from Arxidus. If you look right now, what are the words your phone suggests when you're about to type a blank entry field?
Wait.
So for you to just like pull up something on your phone.
Like a chat.
Okay.
Wait. So how do you get?
try this.
I don't actually. I think I have my.
Okay, I've got ecstasy, boogie, and yeah.
I
Don't. Wouldn't you do like the middle one because that's the suggest?
Okay.
That's like the
I
top
think I
suggestion.
turned off my predict. Wait.
So
Boogie board game of Thrones charity event for a couple of
Look at
gold
this.
of
This is my Samsung S4
going to
sent from my iPhone
Oh my god.
to the gym, and I was like, to hell with your 2000 softener, and I was like, to hell. Okay, it goes in a loop.
How do you?
Oh my god.
Mine
Oh my
doesn't-
god. Oh my
What
god.
about it?
Listen to
How
this.
does this even work? Mine's
Shut
not
up.
even
Shut
guessing.
up. Just shut up.
You have to have like predictive text on. Like if you have the default.
I just turned it back on.
Okay.
But how do I get like I just?
Well, then it usually has to do with if you have like any kind of like your keyboard has that ability.
Okay, mine says Boogie Board Game of Thrones charity event for a couple of gold of mundane things. Are you going to You're a Failure? Get the best of the three from each forming different elements of gold of mundane things. Are you going to Dog and the Dark Souls of Single White Dudes?
Single white dudes. Oh my god, that's the name of
I think
podcast.
the show.
Some of this got saved for when I was updating my Tinder profile.
Oh my god, the dark souls of single white guys. Oh my god, that is the name of this episode
How
right
do I
there.
turn on predictive text?
The dark. Okay, we need to move on to the next question.
Hold on, like
God damn it, that's funny.
if I'm on Chrome and I'm viewing predictive text, it says, "I know what you mean. Can show up tonight at around the world of Bethesda Land. The game is at the end of the month of the week segment. Probably won't be until the end of the month." Okay, it goes in the loop there. Anyway, all right.
That was fun.
That was good,
And
Chris.
we got
I
the
like
name
yours
of our-
better than
we
mine.
got the name of this episode out of it, so I'm satisfied.
Turn mine on.
Next, from Cobra. Who was everyone's biggest role model growing up? Bonus points if you can also answer the question literally.
By the way, our new patron for this week I think she just pledged this week is April.
April.
April W. April W. Thank you for your pledge. We appreciate it.
April. How's Raphael and Michelangelo doing?
Don't forget about Donatello.
And Donatello and Leo.
Raph's in prison.
I love that.
Role models. Oh God,
My role models growing up were Batman and Dr. Egon Spengler.
Nice.
I can see that one. Oh man. So what constitutes like a? I mean, fuck, a role model. I mean, for a while, for when I was younger, the Green Ranger on Power Rangers was up there for me.
You're just like, that guy is so cool.
That guy is so cool.
How is that guy that cool?
He got fucking nailing Amy Jo Johnson.
Oh, damn. What? I don't remember those episodes.
I was 10 years old. I was like, damn.
You're like,
the
he's-
lost episode.
You're like, he's fucking getting some of that.
Yeah. No, I had a wicked crush on the Pink Ranger, so I was like, just by proxy, I was like, oh my god, look at this guy. He's so cool. How is that
Answer,
happening?
People who didn't have access to Power Rangers.
Didn't have access.
Weirdo. No.
You didn't have access to clean water or electricity or Power Rangers.
The three staples of childhood.
I mean, honestly, I think growing up, I'm trying to remember, but I was like super into Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like I would always watch those movies for some reason. Like, and I really liked Harrison Ford. Like,
Dude,
like
Han
specifically
Solo?
Indiana
Yeah, I
Jones.
think
Han,
Han-
no, Han Solo.
like-
Han Solo would be a good one for sure.
I'm trying to think of like real world people though. Like who did I look up to
real
when I was
world
a kid?
people.
Oh, yeah.
There had to have been somebody.
I never liked real people.
I mean, I don't even know if I have a specific one, but
Bill
like,
Nye the Science
if
Guy.
you want to base it off things that I like expose myself to the most. Sorry, not like expose
The
myself.
Pink
to.
Ranger.
Like I would have
And
to
you
like,
don't want us.
like the two
exposing
things
ourselves.
the two things that I think I probably watched the most, probably Ghostbusters and Star Wars. And if I had to pick a character from both of those things, Han Solo would probably be one from Star Wars and from
Define
Ghostbusters.
growing up, because I feel like I'm still growing up.
Dr.
Venkman?
Grant.
Dr. Venkman.
Dr. Grant from Jurassic Park was your role model.
Ooh, that's not a bad one.
it was pretty good.
I'm pretty sure Nick's role model was the Brachiosaurus.
It was the T-Rex.
It was actually the Velociraptor thing.
The most humble of all of nature's creatures, the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I was really into Robotech, so I mean, Rick Hunter from Robotech.
Really?
I mean, I really fucking love that show.
I mean, if you want to start creeping into
He was annoying young hotshot. I watched the first episode of Robotech the other day. I was like, wow, that Rick kid sucks.
It was translated.
It's
in
like, I
1985.
understand your frustration, Roy.
See, it's a tough question because like when you're young enough, you start to associate role models with like fictional characters that you watch. But at some point, you transition away from like role models being fictional characters to being actual people.
No, not really.
But then you want to continue to associate the person who plays the character with the fictional characters. But like sometimes the person playing the fictional character is kind of
Jeff Corwin.
Jeff Corwin, who's
Really looked up
Oh
to Jeff
yeah,
Corwin.
like from what was his show?
I can't remember what his like Wild World?
Planet with Jeff Corwin.
Yeah, something like that. I was trying to remember what it was.
It was one of those blue T-shirts.
Yeah.
Remember, like Jeff Corwin and Anderson Cooper did like some kind of special for CNN.
I think so.
Where they were going around looking at animals and shit, and there was a part where an elephant like grabbed Anderson Cooper and like pulled him underwater, and like Jeff Corwin like jumped in there and punched this elephant to save Anderson Cooper's life.
Can someone find this?
And
I
it
need
was-
to see this.
I'm sure this happened.
It was called Going Wild with Jeff Corwin. It was on the Disney Channel from 97 to 99.
why are there so many funny things that have to do with like
Elephant
people
Oh,
punching
and then after that
animals in
was
the face?
from 2001 to 3
What?
Like the kangaroo.
was the Jeff Corwin Experience.
The Jeff
That was his
Corwin
other show,
Experience,
yeah.
That's rejected Metal Gear boss, Elephant Puncher.
No, like there's so many like
Drowning
of course
elephant.
there's the video of the guy who like was defending his dog who was being attacked by a
That'd be
kangaroo.
Megan.
He like
Yeah.
fist
Yeah.
fought a fucking
I
kangaroo.
thought,
That was crazy.
was that funny? I thought we were all just like, good for him.
Well, no,
I don't know, we were laughing.
No,
Guys.
I mean, no. It was more that he like for a split second there was an actual like moment where like, the kangaroo and the dude were like they had their fists up, like they're
Yeah.
going into fisticuffs, and he just like fucking sucker punched
Jabs
the
the
kangaroo.
kangaroo in
And
the
I don't
face.
think the kangaroo thought he was gonna go through with it.
The kangaroo was
So-
expecting a fair fight.
Yeah. The kangaroo was expecting the guy to lean back on his tail and start kicking.
Yeah.
I was really confused when
Yeah.
that didn't happen.
He's like, oh, you can
No,
use your hands. for
So
these things?
yesterday, I came this close. Well, I won't say this close, but speaking of Anderson Cooper, one of my coworkers adopted a dog, and I was on Austin Pets Alive, and I saw a dog, and I emailed them, and I was like, I will adopt this dog, and they said it's already been adopted.
Oh my
God! It was a 2-month-old husky puppy named Anderson Pooper.
Named Anderson
wait,
Cooper?
were you
Pooper.
Anderson Pooper?
Yes.
Was that? Do you have
Anderson,
blue eyes?
I have a picture of him.
Wait,
Do you have blue eyes?
Were
as
you
deep
about
as
to
the
adopt
ocean?
a dog
Yes.
purely under the circumstance because of his name?
No, it's because it was a 2-month-old husky puppy.
Did
and
he
his
have-
name
Whose
happened
name
to
just
be
happened to be
Anderson
awesome?
Pooper?
Did he have an effective air about him that was as mysterious as the dark side of the moon?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, he had
Did
that
his
slight.
eyes shine like sapphires at the bottom of the ocean?
He had that slight. He was like a silver fox.
Anderson Pooper.
You
That
can't
is a-
really tell. I think
that
his
is a-
eyes. Like,
That's a really
that was
creative.
him.
Oh, damn.
Would have been
That's cute.
adorable.
That
That's
could have been
cute.
our new fucking
Podcast
podcast
dog.
pet.
I demand that you,
Podcast pooch.
I demand that you get a podcast pooch, Nolan. Wait, did you even talk to Bernadette before you emailed?
Like right before.
Like, just so you know,
Like, by the way, I'm
I'm
emailing
about to
these
adopt
people.
a dog.
No, yeah, and the thing is, like, huskies are expensive, but this would have been adopting from Austin Pets Alive, which is like
what is that dog doing at Awesome Pets Alive?
I know, right? Like, I agree, which is why I jumped on that because that would have been like $150, $200 to adopt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a 2-month-old husky puppy? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
You're making money. You're a fool not to do that.
I know. That's why I told Bernard, I'm like,
You
this
could
is
flip
like
that dog for so much.
this is quite a steal.
Dog flipper.
Oh,
That's fucked
That
up.
would be a profession.
that would be horrible.
Don't do
Fairly
that.
certain that could be illegal.
Yeah, I don't think you can just do that.
All right, final question
The
from the
fucking
evening
dog has fucking papers.
from the Soup Nazi. And in the name of all that is secular and non-vulgar, when will our eyes witness the day Krispy plays Zone of the Enders?
Whoa. Ooh, that's a big one.
Wait, is he just asking when are you going to play Zone
When
of
am
the
I going
Enders?
to play Zone of the Enders? Because I'm really into mecha and giant robots.
I mean,
never
I
played
feel
it?
like it's a.
And I've never played either of the Zone
First of
of
all,
the
you can beat the first Zone of the Enders in like 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
The second one is like 15 to 18 hours, I think.
Dude,
and
who
it's
wants
amazing.
to-
Well, no, it's not 15 to 18.
10 to 12? I don't
Yeah.
know. I
10
can't
to
remember.
12 hours? Who
Yeah.
wants to Project M both Zone of the Unders back to back.
I might do that.
Back
Let's
to
just
back.
do like an entire weekend.
Dude, no, fuck it. Let's just do Zone of the Enders 2.
Okay, let's do it.
No,
Fucking do it.
he's got to play Zone of the Enders 1.
Okay, let's do.
Well, I mean, what? I give him a copy of Zone of the Enders 1. He streams it one night, finishes it, and then we do a fucking Zone of the Enders 2.
You can't appreciate Anubis without playing the first game.
That's true. That's true. You really do need to play Zone of the Enders 1.
So Zone of the Unders one's only like 6 hours.
I'll lend you
Yeah,
my 360 copy if you want it.
Or I'll lend you my
yeah.
PS4
I still
copy
have
or
a
PS3
360.
copy if you want it.
I don't have a PS3. I have a 360.
Take his shitty 360 copy.
So that might be a good.
Would people like to see a project end of a game like Zone of the Enders 2? I mean, I feel like that's kind of the weirdest choice we've ever done. But goddamn, I would love to play that game again. And that would be a great opportunity to just knock it out in a day.
Isn't the robot called like Jehudi or something?
Jehudi.
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 You have to realize that all the mechs in Zone of the Enders, they're based on Egyptian gods.
Yes.
Oh,
Speaking of
why they have weird names.
Jehudi, does anyone want to see a picture of Carlos's butt?
there's poop on it. Is that poop or blood?
After the
God!
the baby shower, when we were all like leaving, I was like, Carlos, you have something on your butt, and he's like, what? And I was like, here, let me take a photo.
He said,
I was like, it looks like, I think he sat on like chocolate or something like that.
That looks like
Yeah.
poop.
And I was like, Carlos, you have poop on your butt.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for your questions. If you're interested in supporting
that's now
us,
Carlos's contact photo for when he
of course
calls
it
me.
is. If you're interested in asking us questions, all you have to do is support us on Patreon. $1 or more is all you need to do to ask us questions. But you can find us at patreon.com.
Otherwise, don't talk to us.
Patreon.com/4Player. You can ask us
joking. I
anything.
was just joking.
As you can see,
I'm joking.
we'll answer anything. But yeah,
Almost
Patreon.com/4Player.
anything.
Almost anything.
Almost. I mean, I
We
don't
do
think-
have standards.
I don't think we've rejected a question yet. We've answered some pretty.
There's
bad
been
ones.
like
a
one
couple.
or two.
There's been a couple that we've nixed behind the scenes. You may not have been aware.
I always answer.
Don't
them.
ask us questions, say, about getting our mustaches shaved in certain countries around the world.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit oblique, and we don't need to go there.
Patreon.com/4Player. I'm sorry, I was reading chat. Okay, we need to wrap the show up with the 4-player minute. Who's gonna start?
Brad starts.
Brad starts.
Brad, we'll wait for Brad to start this.
No.
I'm not ready.
I'm ready. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick.
not ready.
All right, my 4-player minute starts now. My hype is first one's for Noita. Sorry, I have 3 hypes and a sweat this week. So first hype is for Noita. I love the Swapper. I love roguelikes. They are my kryptonite. I will play almost all of them. And this one's looking like it's going to be pretty good. Second hype, coming out of Comic-Con is Thor Ragnarok. That game, that movie looks pretty good. I'm a big fan of Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi.
I can't say his name.
I think it's Taika.
I didn't even know y'all were naming the director.
Taika Waititi.
Waititi.
I believe.
Yeah. Super excited for that. Third hype is for video games because I finally am in a position. I finished, Hollow Knight. I finished, my kind of not current games, Last of Us Grounded mode, and I'm finally kind of in a position where I can start playing some of the games I've missed so far, like Horizon, like Nier. I can maybe finish Prey. So I'm excited because I'm finally in that, and I'm gonna just start buckling down and playing some of those games. I'm pretty excited. No, I'm pumped. And then my sweat is going to be for Ready Player One. I was super hyped when I heard they were making that movie. First of all, I was like, it'll never happen. And then they're like, they're doing it. And it's Spielberg. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I'm pretty excited for it. But that trailer got me nervous. I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I'm hoping it's going to be
Maybe
good.
it's just kind of a
There's
messy
a lot
trailer.
going on there.
Yeah. It did have a pretty interesting rendition of Imagination from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yep.
So that's my 4-player minute.
Chris Davis.
Okay, my hype this week is for Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. They put out a new trailer this week in the same style of.
I missed it.
Yeah, it's all about the strawberry milkshake scene.
In the
I haven't watched it
diner?
yet, but I hear it's really fucking good.
You mean you're talking about when he's ordering the diner, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is that like the live action? What am I thinking of?
Well, the original trailer was half live action, with the lassie thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But then they had the rest of was gameplay, and there was that scene
okay.
where the Gestapo officer walks
That's
in
right.
and
That's
orders
right.
a
That's
milkshake.
right. That's right.
And evidently the tension from that scene is just as strong as it was in the train scene from The New Order, from what I understand. I refuse to watch it, but I'm like...
Wait, you're not going to watch the trailer?
Oh, I want this game so
Are you
bad.
going into media blackout? Is that what's happening?
Oh, I've been on media blackout. I've been on media blackout since
Fair enough.
E3.
Fair enough.
Because I played it.
I'm going to slowly send Chris Davis one frame at a time and images of the trailer.
I will... I will not hurt you, but I will despise you, Nolan.
Yeah. Gonna like hide it under like stuff. Like when he goes home and he lifts his like blankets in his bed, there's just like a frame.
Son of a bitch. Another hype I have this week is for PUBG. They announced a new slew of cosmetic and updates and items coming.
Those cost money.
They cost actual real money. But some of that money is going to fund a invitational tournament that they're doing for the prize money and funding the event, and the other half of that money is going to charity. So it's not going directly to the developer. So I'm okay with that.
That's unusual.
And
cool.
and the loot that's in there, it's all mostly cosmetic, but damn, that's fucking awesome.
Cool.
Fucking great. I don't really have a sweat this week. And I don't really have a fuck you. I'm just thankful for being...
Name 2 other games you're excited for then. Give us
2
more
other
hypes.
games I'm excited for.
Or movies.
Looking forward to Fortnite. I
Cool.
look forward to finally playing that.
Cool. Cool.
And I'm kind of looking forward to Destiny 2. I do want to play it, but I want to play it on PC. And I want to see if
That's not coming out of PC at launch, is it?
I want to see if the zombie beast that is Bungie these days can still put out some good games.
Okay.
Back to my hype for games. Pikmin comes out on Friday.
Hey, Pikmin.
I know. The only new Pikmin game
But
coming out.
that's not Pikmin 4, is it?
No, it is not Pikmin 4. It's a
totally
separate
different
game from
thing,
Pikmin 4.
Which, where the fuck is that game? I don't know. Crispy, would you like to go?
Sure. My hype is also for Fortnite because I want to go home and keep playing it right now. Because I can't stop.
The faster you do this,
I
Crispy,
can't
the faster
stop
that can
thinking
happen.
about it. It's so good. I really like it now that it's got its hooks in me. My sweat is for Destiny 2 from the beta, only because, like I said, the beta didn't really show much of anything. Apparently, they opened up one of the social hub for like an hour on Sunday or something like that.
Uh-huh.
I haven't really read much about it. I didn't hear much about it. It didn't seem to be that big a deal. I'm hoping that the I guess quote unquote lack of content in the beta is more due to the fact that they've got a lot of stuff that they want to keep close to the chest for launch, and because they've got a lot of surprises they want to unveil. Instead of, I hope it's that and not like oh we don't feel like we really have to put that much in because we know that like our player base is going to follow us over, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I hope it's that they're guarding secrets, not that they feel like they don't have anything to prove, because they totally do. My fuck you for this week goes to Nintendo of North America because fuck you. Like, same reasons as always. Get your shit together. Get your fucking supply train in line, Figure it out. God damn. And my thank you for this week is, it's a bit of a stretch of a thank you. I'm going to say that it was, it wasn't a thank you. It was a good times. It was a good time. I had a good time with Metroid Zero Mission, which I didn't really talk about. I should have talked about it last week, but I wasn't on the show last week. Should have talked about it this week, but I kind of forgot to because it's been a while now.
Don't worry, I'm sure Brad will remind you next week.
Yeah, he was in chat. He was in chat earlier
to remind you.
And I'm sure next week I will be more prepared to get into it. But Metroid Zero Mission was really fun. I got a little frustrated at the end, but that didn't really sour my opinion of the game at all. I thought it was a great game, a lot of fun, a little shorter than I thought it would be, but there you go.
Cool.
Really good. Got another Metroid game off the list.
Nice.
I'm happy about that.
Oh, I remember my other hypes. That was,
Too late.
It was for movies. It was for movies I bought on Blu-ray.
No,
Because
stop talking.
I bought Kong Skull
You can't.
Island. I bought Batman
missed it.
Mask of the
Blah, blah, blah,
Phantasm.
blah, blah. We're
on
not listening to
Blu-ray.
what you're saying. Blah, blah, blah.
And next week I get Colossus and Shin Godzilla.
I finally watched Colossus.
Is it good?
That movie went a different way than I thought it was going to, in the best way.
Oh, the Anne
Really?
Hathaway one?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Anne Hathaway?
Yeah.
I heard it was good. I
Hathaway.
want to watch it.
It's really good.
All right. My
know what she's
4-player.
good
I
in?
think it's kind of dark, doesn't it?
Yeah. You know what she's good in? Brokeback Mountain.
She's broke, man.
What?
Yeah. She's like one of their wives or something, right? Or
I
girlfriend.
don't remember.
Yeah, I don't
Interesting. My 4-player minute starts now, and so as not to end the show on a dark, depressing note, I'm gonna get this one out of the way
know.
now.
No, do it. Let's do it.
Because my fuck you of the week is kind of real talk for a second. I know if y'all been following me on Twitter, you know that whole suicide of Chester Bennington from Linkin Park hit me kind of hard, which I wasn't really expecting because I haven't been like a super committed fan of that band for a very long time. But man, fuck mental illness, man.
That sucks, yeah.
Fuck it. That's so sad. And that news hit me really fucking hard. So I just wanted to take this opportunity in this public forum to say, rest in peace. I'm terribly sad about it. And my thoughts are with his family and friends and all that shit. That's terrible. So, moving on from that, my hype goes to James Bond 25.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know. I'm trying to I don't want to bring it. I don't want to that's some heavy shit. I'm trying to come back from that. All right.
Yeah,
don't want
but
to
with James Bond 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude. Fucking Daniel Craig is 99% on.
He said he
board
wasn't
now.
going to be back, though.
How big a check did they write?
Dude,
No,
it doesn't
he
even
said-
fucking matter. Like they were literally asking him about that.
Right after
The
finished
movie
Spectre,
wasn't even
and he
out
didn't want
in
to think
theaters
about
yet.
anything other. Like,
And he was like, my bones are still healing from filming that. Don't ask me that shit.
Yeah.
So, he's pretty much guaranteed to be back now at this point. They're already talking about directors. It looks like we're gonna get an announcement here pretty soon. So
it's not really a thing yet.
I'm fucking excited. What's not a thing?
Well, I mean, there's no script, there's no directors. Like
They're
trying to figure out if Daniel Craig is going to be in it. Like
They have confirmed who's writing the script. Same people who have written the scripts for all 4 of Daniel Craig's movies. There's talk of trying to bring Adele back to do the theme again, which is kind of unusual.
Oh,
They've
double dipping.
they've
Adele?
never double dipped on an artist to do a song.
Is there going to be a Stormtrooper cameo?
There better be.
Great.
There better be. I don't know.
He just
I'm
has
just
like
I'm
a
so excited.
stormtrooper helmet in his apartment or something.
I personally liked Spectre, but I know I do think it kind of would have been a low note to end.
Spectre,
to end
more
on.
like Mector,
Good one.
right?
Good one.
I liked it better than Quantum
five.
of Solace, personally.
High five.
I would
also,
agree with that.
good point in chat. I saw this earlier. Someone suggested, so Sci-Fi Chick, our resident community sci-fi chick, her appendix burst.
Oh,
I didn't hear about
Look at
that.
that, and her lovely little dog
Periwinkle?
passed away.
I remember Periwinkle.
I don't mean to keep delivering terrible news in the middle
rough.
of my 4-player minute, but goddamn,
Periwinkle would hump anything.
I know. I'm so sorry. Our thoughts are with you, Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That
Hang
sucks.
in there. You'll bounce back. And my sweat goes to Justice League,
yeah,
mostly because I don't,
deserves it.
I want it to be good, but I already know. I also know the reality of what the
I want it to
situation
be
is.
mostly good. I want it to be.
I hope
decent.
honestly, I hope the
It's
reshoots.
not gonna be great.
I hope the reshoots they're doing are just to insert more Wonder Woman.
You know what's
because-
great though? I was thinking about this, and Zack Snyder's a fucking crazy person as
We
far as
already
like
knew that.
what he thinks of superheroes and shit. A Superman story is very, very different from a Batman story, which is very, very different from a Justice League story. He can't really do Superman. He can't really do Batman, but maybe he can do the kind of batshit crazy things that we see in Justice League. Because this is going to be about them like traveling to Apocalypse and fighting Steppenwolf and like all this like high level cosmic terror kind of shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of puts him in an environment where his sort of asinine jackassery could excel.
Possibly.
So maybe
I like your
this
attitude.
will be okay.
I like your attitude. I want it to be good, and I'm going to give it a chance, obviously.
I always give him a chance. I
just,
don't always like him, but give it a chance.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't decide if I should go back and rewatch Batman vs Superman or just not.
I'll loan you my Blu-ray.
Why? To freshen up on the story? Because the story of Batman versus
gotta
Superman
get-
doesn't make any fucking
No,
sense.
it's just with me
For the
like,
lore.
I usually like movies better the second time I watch them, and I'm just. I know, Krispy. I'm sorry that hurts your soul. And my other hype is Pyre.
Nice.
Pyre's out, and we'll be talking about that on next week's podcast. I know Brad's gonna be playing it. He says the soundtrack is fucking incredible, which doesn't surprise me. It's Supergiant Games.
Yeah.
Played it at PAX though. Thought it was a really really cool idea, and it has a really cool art style. I'm sure the soundtrack is as dope as Brad's saying it is. So I fully intend to get my Pyre on between now and next Thursday. The podcast is back to Thursday nights starting next week because, like I said, we were only doing that in July because of a scheduling conflict. But next week we're back on our usual Thursday night podcast. Everything can get back to normal.
We could have done it on Thursday this week.
Yeah,
We really could have.
Except I made plans long for tomorrow night, long before I found out Brad couldn't be on the show tonight. So sorry.
It's always your fault.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's our show this evening, guys. Yep. Thank you so much for hanging out. Chris Davis, thank you for filling in this week for Brad. Crispy, Nolan, thank you for being here. This is your home, Nolan. So thank you for letting us.
Thank you for being home.
Thanks for not kicking us out.
Thank you for being home. And thank you guys for watching us live. Of course, if you have not yet, please join our community Discord. It's discord.gg/4player. We'd love to have you in there. And of course, you can watch us every single night. We broadcast at 4pp.tv, or are also known as twitch.tv/4player podcast, all spelled out. That's it. 4playernetwork.com is our website.
Fuck yeah.
Bookmark us.
Thanks,
That's where you'll find all
guys.
of our old podcasts and shit.
And go to our YouTube channel and watch our E3 videos.
Yeah. Our E3 videos, our top 20 games that we played at E3 and that we're excited for going into late half of 2017, early 2018, is out. Check those out. It's 4 videos, 5 games each in the videos.
It's a good, solid hour of entertainment.
Yeah, good. Really? Turned out to be about an hour?
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you guys next week. Good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.